You got guys back healthy, you bring new guys in, and it's going to be fun to watch Mike when he gets out on the mound. I got to meet him for the first time today, and guy who's from my area in southeastern PA, so it'll be good to chat with him over the next couple days and get to know him, and it's good to have him back.
Well, tonight it'll be Dominic Severino making the start. He is 4-4 with a 4.38 ERA. John Brownell goes for the Ducks. He is 4-7 with an ERA of 3.96. Faith and Family Night here at the stadium. A lot of pregame festivities taking place, and we'll have postgame fireworks tonight. Fletch is filling in managing. Mace is back home getting his knee worked on. It's been bothering him here lately. He'll be back with the team on Tuesday in Lancaster. But coming up on our pregame, Michael chats with Revs third baseman and first baseman Zach Wilson. He will join us on the pregame coming up. We'll hear from Fletch filling in for Mace here tonight. First pitch is set for 6:30 here on a perfect night at Peoples Bank Park on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at Peoples Bank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
Dale E. Anstein is a personal injury law firm that specializes in auto and motorcycle accidents, workers' compensation, and personal injury cases. Anstein has been proudly protecting the injured in Central PA for more than 40 years and is proud to support the York Revolution. At Dale E. Anstein, consultations are always free, and there is no fee unless they win the case for you. To learn more about Dale E. Anstein, or if you're in need of representation, go to AnsteinLaw.com. That's ANSTINE law.com. Join the York Community Courier on Tuesday, July 24th for Community Courier Night at the York Revolution. Watch your mailbox for the York Community Courier with a coupon for free admission and to find out how your donation to the York County Food Bank could help you win prizes donated by local businesses. You'll find the York Community Courier in the York County mailbox every week and online every day at townlively.com. The York Community Courier serves as your weekly community newspaper containing local news on community events, organizations, churches, weddings, engagements, and more. The York Community Courier and townlively.com are here to bring communities together to strengthen where we live, work, and play. We hope to see you at Peoples Bank Park on July 24th for Community Courier Night.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Michael Marcantonini back here on the pregame show with the Revs infielder Zach Wilson. Zach, 2 for 4 with an RBI and 3 runs scored last night. The team pounded out 16 runs on 15 hits. How did it feel for you guys last night, just going up to bat and knowing good things were going to happen?
It felt good. Obviously, it was slow for the first 3 innings, but everyone kind of expected that coming back from a 4-day break of nothing. But yeah, the double from Casilla kind of just started everything, and it definitely snowballed, and we just kept going the whole game.
Well, to the point about the offense looking a little sluggish at first because of the All-Star break, was the outburst in the middle innings also a product of getting some rest over the past few days?
Yeah, I mean, we've been kind of doing that all season, though. It's like we can hit. Everybody knows that we can hit. Once we get the ball rolling, it's just we keep going the whole time, and it's just nonstop.
Well, a lot of people use the saying "hitting is contagious." Do you believe in that? When a couple guys are hitting, that everybody starts getting on a roll and feeding off each other?
Oh yeah, big believer in that. It kind of shows itself. It happens every single time. Big inning, put up a crooked number, and it just kind of keeps going from there.
So you're on the disabled list from June 21st through July 3rd, a couple weeks on the shelf with a groin injury. So how does that groin feel now compared to where it was a couple weeks ago?
A lot better. It's just weak, so I'm just trying to get all my strength back and get it all going again. But it's day by day, it feels great so far.
Is there still a little day-to-day soreness? Is it something that's not 100% yet?
It's sore, but that's just the daily grind of playing every single day, and these little kinks will work themselves out.
Coming into this season, did you know that you were going to be getting as many reps over at third base as you have been this season? I mean, the past few years it's been mostly first base for you, and you played a little first this year, but a lot of your time has been spent over at the hot corner. So did you expect that coming into the year?
I didn't really have any idea for the most part. I told Mace, I'm like, hey, I'll play first, third, outfield, whatever you want me to do. And Burge has been swinging it pretty well, so. And I used to play third base coming up with the Yankees, so it kind of feels good being back over there.
What was the biggest adjustment for you now that you're playing that almost every day or pretty regularly?
Just keep my arm in shape. Don't have to worry about too many throws and whatnot over first base, so just keeping my arm going and getting that, make sure I'm healthy and make all the throws right.
Going back to the talk a little bit about your time on the DL, what did you do while you were on the DL or in the past with the injuries that you've dealt with? What do you do to stay positive when you know you can't get out there every day and play with your teammates?
You just got to look at the bright side of things. It's like, I like to think everything happens for a reason, so obviously I'm having a slow season, so in a way I looked at it as it kind of gave me a mental break, just kind of gather everything, and came back out feeling better now. I'm healthy, so it just kind of gave me a little mental break to kind of clear everything up and get back on it.
How important was that mental break and just staying positive mentally for you as both a hitter, a fielder, I mean, really anything in the game of baseball?
I mean, if you don't stay positive in this game, it's gonna beat you up pretty quick, and you'll just be miserable. I mean, you have to find something positive every single day, whether you get out, whether you make an error. I mean, if you don't stay positive, the game's gonna come up and bite you in the butt. So, I mean, it's a game of failure. Everybody knows that. You can succeed 3 out of 10 times and be considered great. So, I mean, you have to find the little things. It may not be a lot at certain times, but if you can find the positive in it, you just got to kind of work off that.
A little bit more than halfway through your first full season here in New York. Have you enjoyed your time here so far?
Oh, yeah, I love it. It's great. Great group of guys. Always a good time. And things are starting to roll. I feel like it's going to be a repeat of last year.
All right, well, Zach, I appreciate the time here, taking the time on the pregame show. Good luck the rest of the season, and keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, Revs corner infielder Zach Wilson joining Michael in the pregame here tonight. We will take a quick break. We'll hear from Fletch filling in for Mace on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report up next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Baseball, crabs, and a Super Bowl champion. This is Revs time. Family fun goes into extra innings at Peoples Bank Park. Saturday, July 21st, it's Youth Football and Spirit Night presented by UPMC Pinnacle, featuring your chance to meet Baltimore Ravens running back Jamal Lewis. Plus, inside the park fireworks. Sunday, July 22nd, a Revolution game and 2-hour all-you-can-eat crab feast by Captain Bob's for just $35. Get tickets today at YorkRevolution.com.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for all the latest on your Atlantic League champion York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
All right, Fletch filling in for Mace tonight, and first day back, you get a couple rounds of BP, and that had to feel pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I needed the exercise, that's for sure. It was fun. I like doing it. Glad to be back.
Well, coming off the All-Star break, I'm sure you can't predict a 16-1 win, but that was a heck of a way to get back at it last night, and team's got to be feeling pretty good coming off that one.
Yeah, it was a nice win. Gave everybody a nice, let's get going again. We regrouped after the break. Everyone came in, did what they were supposed to. Carson battled a little bit, and kept us right where we needed to be for those first 5 innings, and then we just tore into them.
Yeah. With him, you mentioned Rob, and this team well represented at the All-Star game. He made that start. And then getting back to regular season action last night, getting out of some of those jams early in the game, that was certainly important. Does his relief background maybe even help with that, being so used to, coming in, having guys on base, things like that?
I think some of it is, yeah. He's used to those situations. He understands the hitters and what he's trying to do. He's been around a little bit, so he has a plan when he goes out there. He's very good about executing it and doing what he wants to and sticking with it, making pitches when he needs to. He battles.
High hit totals last night, only I think it was 4 left on base. The strikeouts were low, and it's maybe an obvious question, but is this offense at their best when it's line drives? And then that was certainly the approach last night.
Yeah, I would say it is. This isn't a team it's not built to go out and hit a bunch of home runs. We can hit home runs. I think we hit mistakes well. I think those are the kind of innings, if we're going to have success in the second half, we're going to have more of those.
With 3 and 4 in the order, with Dotel and Mesa back-to-back, do you guys feel like you've got maybe the best right-handed duo in the league? It's
a pretty good combination. And then you add Burgess in behind it to get the lefty, and Mitchell's in there, and Casilla can switch. You get some guys on base in front of them. They're hard because you can't pitch around either one of them. And if you make a mistake, both guys can hurt you.
One roster move today, a couple of releases, but one activation is Tyler. You get Clark back active, and with you spending as much time with the pitching staff as you do, how valuable has he been for this team this season? How valuable is it to get him back?
Tyler's one of those guys who studies the game. He wants to learn. He's always helping other guys. He's a great team guy. He's always communicating with the catchers, the pitchers during the game, myself, Mace, whoever he needs to communicate with in terms of, hey, I see this, I see that, why don't we try this, and we'll work it. If it works, great. If not, we try and go another way, and he's always great about being around. He's a good guy to have on the team anytime.
Well, it did have 3 releases. I know that's probably the least favorite part of the job for you guys, but Diaz and King being young guys, they came in, helped fill a spot for a couple of weeks, and I know Treese struggled early in the year, but he gave you some pretty good outings too, and helped get you to this point.
He did a good job. We just didn't have the room for him, and at this point it's one of those things we had to make some decisions. Those are always tough decisions, and all 3 of those guys came in and did a great job helping us out and filling in for injuries, and when we needed him to eat an inning, Treese was always there. He's a good kid. We just needed to make some moves, and his number fell short.
One guy that's back is Michael Click, and he's activated today as well. I know you'll have to see him. He was pitching in Germany, but do you envision the same role? What's the process like of getting him work back in and seeing where he is?
I think first and foremost it's getting him back to every day. Over there it was a couple days a week and some practice and time down. I think what we got to get him accustomed to is the everyday, the weather, the heat, the adjustment to every day. I expect him to be in a role like he had last year, kind of 6th, 7th bridge, maybe sometimes the 8th, and see where we're at. But we'll get him healthy, take a look, and get him up to ready to go, and just see where he's at, and we'll use him as we need him.
Lastly, you've got Dom tonight, and I know on Sunday at Southern Maryland, Mace said he really wanted to see him fill up the strike zone. I think he passed that test, and you had to be thrilled with the 7 innings that he gave you.
Absolutely. There were some things Dom and I had been working on mechanically, and I think he finally felt comfortable with them, and we had put it all together, and it gave him some angle on the ball downward and kept his head more on line to the zone and helped him throw more strikes and just take some pressure off that arm and the rib where we had some issues, and it just felt good to him. He felt confident, and Dom's one of those guys, he wants to go the whole game every time. So, that was a great outing. Hopefully we get the same today.
All right, Fletch, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Revs pitching coach Paul Fletcher filling in, both managing the game and on our Broadway Transmission Managers Report here tonight as we get set for baseball here. Revs have taken the field for tonight's game, looking to make it 4-1 in the second half. And let's listen in. Chris DePato filling in on PA tonight. listen in on our national anthem.
National anthem? Fans, please rise and remove all covers and welcome Ben Dietrich for the performance of our national anthem.
What a performance. Ben Dietrich on the violin down there on the field behind home plate tonight, our national anthem. And with that, just about set to go as Dominic Severino coming off a beautiful performance of his own on Sunday, albeit in a no decision. He will look for a win, number 5 here tonight. Lineups are brought to you by Flying Feet. For the Ducks tonight, it'll be Jordani Valdespin leading off and playing second base. Emilio Bonifacio in center field will hit second. Batting third and right is Travis Snyder. Cleanup man is Lou Ford doing the DHing. Taylor Ard at third base will bat fifth. David Washington is the first baseman hitting sixth. Ramon Cabrera will catch and bat seventh. Hitting eighth in left field is Daniel Fields, and Dan Lyons at shortstop will round it out and hit ninth. Again, Valdespin, Bonifacio, Snyder, Ford, Ard, Washington, Cabrera, Fields, and Lyons for the Ducks. For the Revs tonight, behind Dominic Severino and facing Ducks righty John Brownell, it'll be Jared Mitchell in right field getting things started. Alexi Casilla, second base, bats second. Wellington Dotel in left field will hit third. Malky Mesa does the DHing, and he will bat cleanup. Michael Burgess at first base hits fifth. Zach Wilson at third base will bat sixth. Luis Cruz does the catching and hits seventh. Ryan Dent at shortstop batting eighth. And Travis Witherspoon in center will hit ninth. Again, for the Revs, Mitchell, Casilla, Dotel, Mesa, Burgess, Wilson, Cruz, Dent, and Witherspoon. And with that, Severino is set to go. He's 4-4, 4.38 ERA coming in. Tonight is start number 13, 61 2/3 innings, 69 hits, but only 12 walks, 1 per start. 35 strikeouts, opponents hitting .284. He was dominant at Southern Maryland on Sunday and no decision. The game got away late, but 7 innings, 1 unearned run. Longest outing of the season for him. Struck out 5, his most since May. And he was excellent, left with a 3-1 lead. Valdespin digs in, our Dasher Investment Services first pitch tonight. It is swung on, launched high in the air and foul down the right field side. And well out of play. A foul ball to begin things at 6:35, our first pitch coming. Valdespin, the league leader in hitting, 357. Has reached safely in 31 straight, the league's longest streak this year. Here's the 0-1, and a breaking ball missed away. Valdespin leads the league in runs with 54, hits with 94. He's batted .429 against York. Ducks are in their road gray, the Revs in their alternate home lights with the shoulder stripes. 1-1, and that misses up high. Our plate ump tonight is Jerry Martinez, Carlos Dano at first, Tim Detweiler handling things at third. Severino's roughest outing was against Long Island, so he's looking to bounce back from that. The 2-1, and a rip right side out of the reach of Burgess, who stumbles and lays out toward the hole. It gets on through past him. And Valdespin, a leadoff hit, his league-leading 95th base hit, and he's now reached safely in 32 consecutive games.
He's just not a guy you can slow down very easily, Jordani. He handles really any count well and does a good job in the leadoff spot right there to shoot one past Burgess.
A leadoff base hit, same way that he opened last night's game. And here is Bonifacio, who's 9th in the league in hitting, 312. Revs have held him to a 143 clip, 4 for 28. Did have one base hit last night in 4 at-bats, and a move to first. Valdespin dives back. He is 14 for 17 in steals. Big crowd tonight, 91 degrees at game time, sunny, hardly a cloud. Our weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Wilson in on the grass at third. The first pitch to Bonifacio. He does bunt, pushes it hard to third. Wilson goes to second, but yanked it. And the ball goes into right center. Valdespin heads to third. Bonifacio is on at first. They had the lead out, but Wilson yanked the throw. Dent had it go behind him. He tried to dive back to save it and could not. First and third with no outs.
That hurts right there because you at least get the lead runner there if Wilson makes a good throw. Maybe you don't double up Bonifacio. I mean, Wilson looked like he set his feet well. Maybe he just wasn't angled right, throwing to second base there. But now Severino in an early jam.
First and third, nobody out. Travis Snyder, the hitter. And this is the last guy that the Revs want to see up with run-scoring opportunities. He's hit safely in 9 straight. Second in the league in RBIs with 49. Lots of damage done against York as Severino steps off. Snyder has hit .356 with men in scoring position. .281 overall with 10 home runs. Severino ready. And a move to first. Bonifacio dives back. He is 16 for 16 in stolen base attempts this year. Snyder against the Revs, hitting .444. 2 homers, 5 doubles, 11 driven in 9 games head-to-head. Slightly open stance from the left. And Bonifacio running jump. Dom steps off, throws to second. Dent puts the tag on him. And a base running mistake helps out the Revs with the first out of the night. Bonifacio took off before Dom even made a move, and they got his attention to step off and throw.
And Dom handled that play really well. He didn't throw to second as soon as he saw Bonifacio going, because then there could have been a rundown situation, would have given Valdespin more time to come home, but he waited through right when he was supposed to. Big play right there.
And now the first pitch to Snyder, a curveball that slips high.
Because Bonifacio could have easily gotten away with that if he had at least gotten a rundown and gave Valdespin a chance to score. Then, yeah, he got picked off, but he got his team a run because of it. But the way Sev waited and kind of baited Bonifacio to keep going, then threw low right on the bag to Dent, that was perfect.
We'll go from the windup, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball there. A runner at third with 1 out. Wilson is up at third, everybody else back. Severino from the windup with that runner at third base. He kicks the 1-1 and a swing and a miss. Fastball by Snyder, who was trying to back leg it. Severino was in complete command all throughout the day Sunday, and he is back on pretty much a normal routine starting Sunday, now tonight on Saturday. There's the wind and the 1-2. Swing and a drive foul the other way. Mitch Atkins will start tomorrow, and that'll be 9 days in between for him, but he did have the inning at the All-Star game. It's about what Robert Carson was in between starts as well, but he had the inning at the All-Star game. Cruz wants this one high. Another 1-2. And a swing and a foul back. It was high, a fastball, but Snyder able to get to it.
It's a good idea to go upstairs on Travis right there. A lot of times you can get up on a guy with 2 strikes. He's more prone to chase with 2 strikes on him. And Snyder, natural low ball hitter. Try to go up the ladder, he might have some success.
And the Revs battery will try it again. They set up away. Pitch, swing, he fouls off another one. That was a fastball away. Perfect spot, right where Cruz was set up, but one reason Snyder's been so good this year is his ability to do this, fight off pitches. Severino against the Ducks back on June 8th, 2 2/3, 10 hits, 9 runs. So he is looking for some revenge tonight. And he's ready. Here's the kick, another 1-2. And a foul tip back to the net. Went back to the high fastball there. If not for that net, that would have been right in your Qdoba Bowl.
I was ready. But yeah, I'm pretty glad the net's there. My empty Qdoba Bowl had a full of tortilla chips. They're gone now.
It's waiting for the next round.
Yeah, of course.
Severino, lengthy battle, another 1-2, and a ground ball slapped to short. It'll get the run home. It takes a hop on Dent. He fires, and still in time. Great recovery. It is an RBI ground out. Valdespin scores. It's 1-0. Snyder's 50th RBI. Valdespin's 55th run scored, but a great job by Dent to recover. That ball came right up off his forearms.
A good job by Severino, too, to get an out. Short produced a run, but that's a big out, number 2. Base is empty now. But he did a good job battling and staying within the strike zone.
Here's Lou Ford. He looks at a fastball for a strike.
A lot of times in a battle like that between a hitter and a pitcher, there'll be foul ball, ball outside, strike, ball outside, foul ball. But Sev stayed ahead in the count the whole way there.
0-1. And a swing and a high chop toward third. Wilson will backhand it just across in foul ground. 0-2 on Ford, and Severino is not right. He stops in front of the mound, bends over with both hands on his knees, and Fletch has to come jogging out. Now we've got to fill in for Chong this weekend. He is out of town, and Wellspan athletic trainer filling in, coming out to have a look at Dom, who felt something after that last pitch. Cruz is going back behind the plate, so it looks like he'll take a warm-up here, which is good news that he'll at least try that. And he throws it. Looked like he cut it loose pretty well. I'm not sure what happened to him.
No, I didn't see anything either.
Throws another one.
I mean, he is coming off that rib injury. It looks all right.
Gave a thumbs up. He'll stay in.
That could be it. I mean, it doesn't look like it's shoulder, arm, elbow, anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe just tight or twisted weird. The torque coming through to the plate on the last pitch.
Well, he's ahead 0-2. Here's the windup, pitch to Ford, and a swing and a miss. On the very next pitch, he strikes him out to end the inning. And he will walk off, hopefully, all right, at the end of the top half. 1 run scores, 1 hit, 1 error, nobody left. We've played a half inning. It's the Ducks 1, the Revs coming up.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where is the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The Revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
And with that, we are ready to bring the Revs to the plate as Canton Ball pulls the trigger. 1-0, the Ducks with the early lead. Revs facing John Brownell, one of Long Island's all-time greats. He's their all-time wins leader. This year, 3.96 ERA, but he's just 4-7. Has the second most losses in the league. 13 outings, 12 starts, 72 2/3 innings, 70 hits. Fifth most walks with 28, but still it's almost a 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio, 51 Ks. Opponents hitting 249 against him. The Revs have not hit him.
Nope, not at all.
Not much at all. One unearned run in 13 2/3 innings over 2 starts, but Ducks are only 1-1 in those 2 starts. He took a no decision in both. Jared Mitchell will lead off. One was here, one was in central islip. And Brownell's first pitch tonight is swung on and missed. A cutter up, and we will see cutters, and more cutters tonight. Mitchell at 252 is the 0-1, and that's across for a strike. Another cutter. First one low 80s, that one high 70s. Revs with only 9 hits and 13 2/3 off Brownell. Here's the 0-2. And a ground ball to second. Jam Mitchell. He slipped a little getting out of the box. Plenty of time for Valdespine to throw to first. And there's one away.
That's what John Brownell will do. Get in on the hands. Doesn't throw too hard, exceptionally hard, and definitely slower than what the Revs are used to. Or really, I guess any team in the league is used to. But he manipulates the strike zone. He can pitch in any count, and he does a good job getting guys off balance, and that's what he did with Mitchell there. He gets ahead, and then he's able to get in on the hands.
Right, here is Alexi. First pitch from Brownell is a little bit high. Casilla tied for 6th in the league in hitting at 318.
And even if John isn't keeping guys off balance physically, I got to imagine mentally he does it to pretty much everybody when he can get ahead.
Pitch is swung on and missed. A cutter down. It's 1-1.
Because sometimes you see a pitch and you're like, all right, this is in the 80s. I should be able to rake this. But you just can't sometimes when he gets in the groove like that.
It's the way Thurm was in his heyday. The 1-1. And a swing and a miss. Took a little more off of that one. Brownell in his career against York, 22 starts, 6-9, 3.98 ERA. Over 100 strikeouts against York alone. He fires, and a ground ball to second again. Jammed another hitter. Valdespine another ball to play. He throws to first. 2 up, 2 down on ground balls to second, and Brownell with that cutter getting in on back-to-back left-hand hitters. I'll bring up Wellington Dotel. It's a 1-0 first inning lead for Long Island. Brownell last time out, a win against Sugar Land, 8 innings, 2 runs. He threw 141 pitches in a season-high 8 innings, and he is the player pitching coach. So I guess he can say, look, boys, look how many I threw. You should be able to, too. Here's Dotel, who looks at a curveball high.
141's a lot, and I've never been somebody that looks at pitch count and takes it seriously as much as some people do, especially with veterans. They know how far they can go.
Pitch here is swung on, hit high in the air, right center. Snyder backing up. It carries deep, and he hauls it in, approaching the wall in deep right center. Dotel just got under it, drove it deep the other way, but a 1-2-3 first inning is complete for Brownell. We go to the second, 1-0 Long Island.
You line your feet up on the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body and cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time at a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Dolphin, Speedo, Nike, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer's shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet. We're more than sports shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
I'm a meal delivery engineer, a server, and I love it. But now, with Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery, this place is livelier than 2-for-1 app night. See, while I guide my guests from nachos to gnocchi, they're picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and goes with everything on the menu, except maybe the 4-alarm fries. Stay away from those. Keno, it's here. Play it at your favorite bar or restaurant.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Nothing. Long Island with the lead. That run on Severino was unearned. Start that he made on Sunday at Southern Maryland, the only run then was unearned. We go to the second. Taylor Ard will lead things off. Playing at third base for them tonight. He was at first base last night. And he's been hot. 9-game hitting streak, hitting .389, 3 homers on it. Overall, he's at .286 with 10 home runs. First pitch is a fastball in for a strike. He's hit 2 of his 10 against York. Severino winds and fires. And Ard trying to lay off, he did, on a ball in the dirt. Revs 3-1 coming in. Second half standings. Southern Maryland a game back at 2-2. Lancaster and Sugar Land both 1-3. The Revs offensively with that performance last night moved up to second in the league in total runs. Pitch swinging a high pop-up foul out of play to the third base side. They moved 1 ahead of Long Island in total runs scored. Revs with 320. Ducks with 319. If they can do what they did last night, and if Sugar Land were to get shut out, the Revs would be first. It's the pitch. And a slider, strike 3 called. Ard is rung up as Severino breaks off a nice one and has his second strikeout of the game.
Well, that's a good sign because the strikeout numbers have been down just a little bit for Severino over his last few starts. I mean, not counting his last start where he had 5 punch-outs, but before that, he had 1, then 0, then 3. So just 4 in a 3-start stretch. So it's good to see him being able to use a couple different pitches to get a strikeout. Change up to end the first, slider right there.
Here is David Washington. First pitch is hit at second and off the glove of Casilla, laying out. Ricochets into right, a base hit. Line drive, and Alexi dove full stretch to the backhand, sprawled out in midair. Tremendous effort, but it just nicked off the end of the leather. And Washington, a one-out base runner.
Well, Washington had really been scuffling. He was just 2 for his last 35 before that knock. So, and then there's another guy who just kind of hits the Revs and doesn't seem to hit many other teams, at least coming into the series against the Revs. Because last time the Ducks were here, I mean, he was cold as ever and had 7 hits in 2 games.
Here's Ramon Cabrera. Switch hitter bats left, and a throw to first as Washington diving back. He's a big guy, 6'5", 240, but he can run. He's got 6 steals. Cabrera hitting at 234. No homers, 9 driven in. Wide open left-hand stance, the hands held way up high. First pitch is a changeup. It's a called strike. Washington does not go with that base runner glove. He's got the bare hands as he takes his lead. See, most guys use that glove nowadays. Cabrera, the K-man tonight. It's the 0-1, and a fastball misses high. It's distracted Everett and paid us a visit.
It's always great when Everett pays us a visit up here.
1 on, 1 out. Here's the stretch from Severino. And fires. Swing and a miss. Changeup was up, but Cabrera whiffs on it. So Mazsticks are up for grabs here, 1 and 2.
Cabrera needs a little more pine tar on the bat. Lost the handle on it there.
Severino has his sign, looks over his back shoulder at the runner, sets, and he'll move to first. Washington diving back. Changeup, not normally a pitch that you want up, but got Cabrera to swing through that last one. See what they go with here. The options are certainly open for him. Again, he'll look over to his left, now back over the back shoulder once. And here's the 1-2. Swinging a foul tip to the backstop. Ricochets straight up off the concrete and straight back down. We'll do it again. Ducks were 3-0 to start the second half before losing here last night. They swept Sugar Land before the All-Star break. They're now a game behind Somerset, who's already in as the first half champ. Somerset 4-0, Long Island 3-1, New Britain 2-2 in the Liberty. Another 1-2, and a swing and a pop foul out of play to the left. Revs a little bit better overall, 35-32. The Ducks are a game under 500, 33-34. Severino only at 26 pitches. It feels a little bit higher than that. The long at bat with Snyder in the first inning. He does pick over to first more than a lot of pitchers will. And he has really slowed it down, trying to stifle their running game. Pitch is swung on and missed. Back to the fastball up. And Cabrera swings through it. Maz sticks again. And that's out number 2. Third strikeout of the night for Severino.
I like the idea to go up the ladder right there, get Cabrera to chase, not a tall guy at the plate, so you get him trying to do a little bit too much there and blow it by him.
Now 2 down. Here is Daniel Fields, who's had an injury-riddled campaign, battling hamstring stuff. He's hitting at 224, 3 home runs. 1 was against York. First pitch is a changeup off the plate away. Hit one at Long Island a couple of weeks ago. He is just 3 for 23 his last 6. He was pretty tough out when he was healthy with Bridgeport last season. Severino deals, and a check swing lofted in the air in left field. Dotel comes in, and he's got it. Couple steps toward left center, fields a check swing, and he got under it and skied it to left to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We've played an inning and a half tonight, still a 1-0 Long Island lead.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Jay Gaush. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
1-0 Long Island. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Mesa leads it off. First pitch grounded sharply to short, but right there is Lyons. Gets a clean hop right to him and throws to first. 1 pitch out. Mesa coming in tonight roughly 7 plate appearances short of qualifying for the top 10. He would be 3rd in the league in hitting at .342. Brownell retires him on the first pitch he sees tonight. Here's Michael Burgess hitting at .230, tied for 4th in the league with 10 home runs. 1-0 Ducks. Lights are just coming on. First pitch to Burgess is over for a strike. 81 from the 35-year-old Brownell. 6'3" righties from Nebraska. 13th pro season. The pitch, that is across for a strike. Up on Burgess, but gets the call.
You're going to be seeing John Brownell on the mound 10 years from now, aren't you?
Yeah, you might.
He'll be back to People's Bank Park in a decade from now, still pitching.
Pitching coach.
Think Lou Ford will still be in the lineup?
Probably. It's the 0-2. And that misses high. You could probably write them down on that lineup card for a decade from now. Just fill in the rest.
Kevin Baez may grab a glove and unretire.
Yeah, he played for the Ducks back in the day. 1-2, and a swing and a foul against the netting. Burgess getting to that high fastball and fouling it off. Baez played in the league before the Revs had come into existence. Former Mets infielder as well. Played in the league back in Polo's day. It's another 1-2, and a high chop foul down the first base side. Polo was an outstanding hitter and infielder, and he was a tough out. Played with several teams in the league. He'd work it all over the field, line drives.
Well, and he knows the player-coach life as well.
There's another 1-2, and a swing and another bouncer foul at the end of the Revs dugout. he was the first in Revs history to have that role here. Ducks have done it a lot. Pitch, and a line drive foul yanked way over the first base side very early on that. It's tough to be late on Brownell, although he did get 2 jam shot ground balls last inning. So guys pulled it, but I guess in that sense they were a hair late on it. Pitch, and it's just outside, 2-2. What a great battle from Burgess so far.
Goodness, this at-bat's putting me to sleep in here. I mean, both Severino and Brownell have worked at a slower pace tonight than we're used to seeing from guys. And Burgess, like you said, doing a great job, though, working the count here.
Now to 2-2. And a swing and a foul back. That'll find the roof. He protects on yet another one.
A lot of souvenirs tonight in the stands with all these foul balls.
Brownell, a former Oklahoma Sooner. There's the wind, another 2-2. And a swing and a fly ball to shallow right center. Bonifacio from center field hustles in. He calls, he's the first there, and he catches it. A pretty good battle from Burgess, but Brownell retires him, 2 away. That'll bring up Zach Wilson. Brownell, a 27th round pick of the Phillies back in 06, 1 year with Batavia in the New York Penn League. And pitched in the Frontier League, the Northern League, the American Association with Grand Prairie. Pitch to Wilson is up, ball 1. Now with Long Island, he joined the Ducks late in 2012 in time for a championship run. He's now their all-time leader in wins. The pitch, and a swing and a high fly to shallow left. Fields coming in from left. The shortstop Lyons gives way to him, and that skyscraper comes down in Fields' glove. And Brownell's retired his first 6 of the night. Another 1-2-3 inning. We go to the third. Long Island's still in front, 1-0.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit PSECU.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society. And we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at People's Bank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Head of the third, 1-0, the Ducks in front. Unearned run against Severino in the first. And Dan Lyons will lead things off. Lyons, Valdespin, Bonifacio, 9, 1, and 2 in the order. Lyons is up to 209. He was in the 150s for much of the first half. He's hit 364 against York. First pitch is swung on, chopped toward third, just foul. Wilson reaching across the line to snag that one hopper, but Tim Detweiler, the third base ump, signaling foul right away. Lions 2 more hits last night. He's now 8 for 22 against York. He's hit .333 his last 13 games. He's now 6 hits away from 1,000 in his career as a pro. Former Nationals farmhand. It's the 0-1, and a swing and a bouncer foul, third base side again. And he's also 11 games away from tying Ray Navarrete for the most games played in Ducks history at 863. Lions in his 8th season with the team. He's drafted out of the University of Minnesota by the Nationals in 07. Here's the 0-2, and it misses down and away. Did you call any Penn State Nittany Lion against Golden Gopher baseball, Michael?
I don't think I did. I don't think I called any games against Minnesota.
1-2. And a swing and a high fly, left field, hit pretty well. Dotel is back, on the track, out of room. It's high off the wall. It caroms past him. He'll chase. Witherspoon receives the bounce. And Lyons stands at second with a leadoff double. A wall scraper up off the newspaper about halfway up on that arch nemesis in left.
That thing just kept carrying. Dotel played it, as well as you can on a ball like that, where you pretty much know it's going to clank off the wall and probably be extra bases because of how long it took to come down. And even Spoon coming over to play that off the carom played it well. But yeah, I don't think I called any games, Penn State, Minnesota games. A lot of other Big Ten teams were mixed in there, but not Minnesota.
Here's Valdespin, singled and scored in the first. Wilson is in at third. First pitch, he does bunt, and it's foul back behind the plate. Which Big Ten baseball team irritated you the most?
Ooh, that's tough.
Ohio State?
Well, Ohio State, when they came in, the one year they were pretty evenly matched with Penn State. The other year they were a little bit better team. There was one doubleheader, though, that Ohio State, I think, won both games, and they were both close games, and so that was irritating. Purdue was always a problem when they came in, and I called those games.
Really? Severino the stretch. A look back, the 0-1. And a line drive, base hit into left center. Lyons at third, he'll be sent. Dotel over to cut it off from left. It's an RBI single for Valdespin. And the Ducks with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third.
Pitch a little bit up in the zone right there. He let Valdespin get the bat barrel extended and able to take that to left center field. Good job going with the pitch there for Valdespin. And for Severino, not much damage. Only one more run in, 2-0. But the way John Brownell looks on the mound tonight, you hope that the Revs can crack him at some point, because the way he's rolling, 2 could be enough for him.
Throw to first, back standing is Valdespin.
And I say that because of the success he's had against the Revs this year. But if you just look at last night as the indication that this team could break out offensively at any time and put up crooked numbers, that's what we saw last night. It could happen again here tonight.
He's now going 15 2/3 without an earned run against York this year. Pitch to Bonifacio is lined to right center. That's going to get down. Mitchell over to play it on a hop, and he'll heave it all the way towards short for Dent. Valdespin stopping at second. Bonifacio with a single. And the Ducks with 3 straight hits to begin the inning. First and second, still no outs.
Well, now you start to see the Ducks stringing a couple hits together. And a couple of them have been barreled up. Now that one a little bit more towards the end of the bat than the barrel for Bonifacio, but he hits it hard in a gap, and that allows the line to keep moving.
Now here is Travis Snyder, RBI ground out in the first. First pitch, fastball, perfect spot, outer black for a strike. Now a 2-0 Long Island lead. Ducks are tied for third in the league in hitting as a team at 262. Revs have gotten up to 261, which is tied for 5th. Last night's 15 hits helped. It's been a big climb for them as time has asked for. A couple of weeks ago, they were still hovering around the bottom end of 250, 249. Severino, the stretch. Look back, the 0-1. And a ground ball softly right side. Alexi lays out. He's got it. Pops up and throws him out at first. First out of the inning. It does advance both runners, but great job on that right side of the infield. Burgess to get back to first after his first step was toward it. Realizing Alexi could get there, and Casilla making the dive to handle that play.
Excellent play. Timed it well, got to the ball, and you see him get a little air under that full extension dive right there. That's pretty to watch.
Now the Revs will bring the infield in. Second and third, one out. Lou Ford, the hitter, struck out his first time. They will try to prevent it from becoming 3-0 on a ground ball. First pitch is right down the chute, and it's a called strike. Of course, you risk having a bigger hole for a base hit to get through and potentially make it 4-0, but Fletch will gamble with that here. Trying to not let it get any further the way Brownell's looked early. The 0-1, and he swings, fouls it off upstairs. That bangs in the upper deck. On the first base side, it's 0-2. That didn't sound too good.
Nope, not at all. Hopefully everything's all good over there. When you bring the infield in here, I mean, if Ford hits a line drive, it probably goes over every infielder's head if they're playing back anyway. So why not bring it in, take a chance to cut off on a ground ball?
On the stretch, they want it high, the 0-2. And a swing and a fly ball deep right. That'll get at least one home. Mitchell back, reaches up just out of his glove. It one hops the wall as he bounces off the wall. Both runs are going to score. Relay to third. It's late, and Ford holds the bag with his left hand as he slides hard into third. It's a 2-run triple and a 4-0 Long Island lead. Mitchell came close to making a great reaching extended grab just out of his reach, and then he banged off that plywood and right, and he might have to shake a few cobwebs himself. Fletch wants to come out here, though, Michael, and check on Severino again, I believe.
Right, and that could be just to see if everything's going all right. Anytime a guy gets hit around like this, you want to see what's up, especially earlier in the game when they had to come out to see if he was hurt. But on that ball in right field, Mitchell comes so close to that ball, and he was going back on it the whole way, trying to get a read on it, and then just over his glove. But would have changed the inning, no doubt. One run would have scored instead of two, and that's 2 outs and just a man on third. But for Severino, and the thought that crossed my mind earlier when Fletch and team trainer went out to look at him is that that's probably not just something that's going to go away right away. It may have a lingering effect on him throughout the game, because if you have to have the trainer come out there and throw a couple warm-ups, it's not just your everyday, little hiccup or tweak.
Well, he is going to stay in for now, but they are going to get some bullpen activity in the meantime, and he is at 41 pitches. He was so efficient Sunday at Southern Maryland. A little bit of concern for him here tonight, certainly the fact that they've had to visit him twice. Infield will come in again. Runner at third, Ard the hitter. First pitch breaking ball slips up and in. A 4-0 Long Island lead. Ard a strikeout looking his first time up. He bats here with a runner at third, 1 out. Pitch, and he grounds it left side. It's through. Base hit left field, 5-0 as Ford comes home. Ard with the RBI single makes it a 10-game hitting streak for him. And Wilson diving to his left, unable to reach it. And if they're back there he maybe still doesn't get to it, but they had to play in there and try to cut down another run. It doesn't work out, however. A 4-run inning, a 5-0 Long Island advantage.
A tough inning for Dom in the defense. Now that's a ball, if the infield's not in, that Wilson probably was able to make a play on it.
It's David Washington who looks at one low.
But in that situation, you need the infield in, so you can't fault it. But at this point, Dom just needs to get out of the inning with only the 4 runs coming in and see if the Revs can get to Brownell in the home half of the inning.
Washington a single his first time. Lefty at the plate. Pitch is swung on and missed. Boy, did he golf and whip at the top of that follow through, coming up empty. Some bat speed there. He's got 9 home runs, but leads the league in strikeouts, 16 more than anybody else. Severino the stretch. And the 1-1. Swing and a nubber in the air and shallow left. It's going to drop in. Dotel fakes the catch. It lands in front of him. That's a blue pit. And Art will stop at second. Washington is on. That sounded like it was hit off the end of the bat, and you would think a ball like that would be more off the handle. Maybe I just saw it wrong. It looked like the end. And it fluttered down and landed with a thud and shallow left. Came off the bat pretty strangely. But the Ducks, some well-placed base hits this inning, and they now have 8 total. And here's Ramon Cabrera, struck out his first time. Severino the pitch, and it's fouled back against the netting. 5 runs on 8 hits for Long Island. 6 of those hits now this inning. They had 10 hits last night, only 1 run though. Tonight they've certainly taken bigger advantage of those hit totals. Here's the 0-1, and a liner foul in off the handle the other way. Down the third base side, Cabrera really late on that inside out swing. No balls, 2 strikes.
Double play ball would be nice here, get Sev out of the inning. It's tough for a pitcher to have to labor this hard in an inning, and for there only to be 1 out at this point. The Ducks certainly making up for their performance last night where they weren't able to manufacture any runs. Tonight they're doing the opposite.
Here's the 0-2, and a foul tip to the backstop. Again, it caroms straight up and straight back down. That is 48 pitches for Dom, but the bigger concern would be the number this inning. And the laboring and the slower pace, that might be indicative of something not feeling quite right. Remember, he was that way the night that he was sick earlier in the year. Here's the stretch, the pitch, and a swing and a pop-up. At third, Wilson will coast back. Dent calls him off, coming over from short, and out into shallow left toward the line. He's got it. Out number 2 in the inning, as Cabrera's retired on the pop-up. Now the 9th hitter of the inning, Daniel Fields, coming up. He flied out to left his first time tonight.
Now batting left fielder number 28, Daniel Fields.
5-0 the lead for Long Island. Severino trying to stop it right here. And here's the stretch. First offering is a fastball, a little bit tall. Fields is from Detroit. His dad played and coached for the Tigers, and out of high school, Fields was drafted by the Tigers. Got into 1 big league game. Revs have Joe Van Meter getting ready. The 1-0, and a swing and a miss late on that fastball as Severino lets it pop.
Velocity hasn't been been down too much for Severino. That's 88 right there, but it's still an effective pitch, being able to get that one by Fields. Ducks have just hit the ball well tonight, and only one error for the Revs. You just have to give the Ducks a little bit of credit.
Now ready again. Here's the 1-1. And a changeup slipped outside. Well, his last start, he had command of everything. Great feel of everything. Tonight, the command has not been as sharp. No walks yet, but he's not really hitting his spots consistently. There's the 2-1, and that misses inside off Cruz's glove. It'll go to the backstop. Both runners move up. I think they wanted that one away, and it missed in. Cruz unable to get the glove fully around it.
Yeah, Cruz was setting up outside there and then had to reach across his body. And that just kind of shows you how the way this inning's going. But right now, with 2 outs, just have a chance to make a couple pitches and get out of this thing.
That will be a wild pitch. 3 balls and a strike to Fields. Second and third, 2 outs. Does have a bag open, doesn't have to serve one up here. Here's the stretch. The 3-1. And a swing and a dribbler foul, first base side. It was a 3-1 changeup. And maybe the best changeup that he's thrown so far tonight. Dipping down in the zone, a full count now.
This could be the last hitter for Severino, and if he can get out of it, that's a win for him to get through 3 and have only the 5 scoring if he can strand 2 here.
He's ready. And the payoff pitch, swing and a pop-up, foul ground toward the third base on deck area. Cruz over, but out of room. Lands about 3 rows in, just at the near end of the Ducks dugout.
I think it hit somebody in the shoulder down there.
I believe you're right.
I think he's okay, though. Well, somebody handed him the ball. I guess that makes it a little better.
Been a long top of the third. Severino set. Another 3-2. And a swing and a tap foul behind the plate. It'll come to a stop before it even gets to the track. I think one of the toughest things for a starter when it doesn't go your way early is to compartmentalize it and not let it start to become, well, this night is lost in terms of having my best game, but to limit that damage, and you never know when that might be critical later in the game.
Right.
Another 3-2, and a line drive center. Witherspoon coming in and dives, and it's off his glove. Rolls away. Both runs will score. And he came oh so close to making a great grab, but it's a 7-0 Long Island lead. Daniel Fields, a line drive, 2-run single in shallow right center. And with Spoon out there, you're surprised when he doesn't make the grab. It was in the glove, but it squirted out when he hit the grass.
I'm surprised he got to the ball, first of all, because I thought that thing was definitely down. But just not able to squeeze it, and that could have potentially been a game changer. Would have saved the inning a little bit, but now a 6 spot and 7 runs in the game, that's going to be tough to come back from.
Here's Dan Lyons, who started the inning with a double. He swings and hits a one-hopper to deep short. Dent to his right, fired quickly to second, and out of the reach of Casilla all the way down the right field line. Fields around third. Mitchell's throw home is late, and that skips away. Here comes Lyons. Severino's throw to the plate is late. And it's a 9-0 Long Island lead. Lyons circles the bases on it. And the Revs have the ball thrown around the field twice on that play. It appeared to be an inning-ending ground out. But Dent, going away from second, did have a tough throw, and it sailed way out of the reach of Alexi all the way down to the tarp. And as Mitchell came over to grab it, his throw to the plate kind of in between hop Cruz, who couldn't knock it down. And Severino in the area backing up, but it skipped wide of him. By the time he recovered and threw, Lyons had sold out to sprint home, and he beats the throw there. He ends up circling the bases, and that's it for Severino tonight. It's an 8-run third inning. 9-0 Long Island. And the Revs were close to making a couple great plays behind him. And then 2 more runs score there on, quite frankly, one of the roughest defensive plays that they've had to experience this season. Van Meter is in. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. It's a 9-0 Long Island lead. 2 outs in the third. Back in a moment.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Join the York Community Courier on Tuesday, July 24th for Community Courier Night at the York Revolution. Watch your mailbox for the York Community Courier with a coupon for free admission and to find out how your donation to the York County Food Bank can help you win prizes donated by local businesses. You'll find the York Community Courier in the York County mailbox every week and online every day at townlively.com. The York Community Courier serves as your weekly community newspaper containing local news on community events, organizations, churches, weddings, engagements, and more. The York Community Courier and townlively.com are here to bring communities together to strengthen where we live, work, and play. We hope to see you at People's Bank Park on July 24th for Community Courier Night.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at People's Bank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand.
9-0 Long Island in front. Joe Van Meter takes over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Valdespin will hit for the second time this inning. And the first pitch is in for a strike. Cutter inside corner. Valdespin 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run. Had an RBI single earlier this inning. A run in the first, 8 home here in the third. It's the 0-1, and that misses outside. Some of these runs will be unearned, but it is uncanny. That's the second time that Severino's gone 2 2/3 against the Ducks with 9 scoring. Van Meter ready. The 1-1, and a swing and a jam shot flare to left center. That's going to get in as Valdespin bat handles it into the outfield, and he's 3 for 3.
Well, you don't see this all the time where one night, one team just complete blowout in their favor, and then the next night, it's early, not even through 3 innings, but it's looking like a blowout in the Ducks' favor. You don't usually see those back-to-back. Now, the Revs have only had 2 cracks at Brownell, and you got to think that he's been waiting a while in the dugout. The Revs could maybe get to him if he's a little out of sorts on the mound.
Here is Bonifacio, who watches a strike. Bonifacio tonight 1 for 2, single and a run. The 0-1, and a swing and a pop-up straight back toward the screen. Cruz hustling back, and he's there. He's got it on the middle of the warning track behind home plate. And that will end the inning, but the Ducks score 9 times in the inning, 7 hits, 2 Revs errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom half of the third. It's a 9-0 Long Island lead.
Tired of hearing that that music, especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with tropical shaved ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Nothing. Long Island in front. Revs winning 16-1 last night. John Brownell did have to wait quite a while in the dugout. Luis Cruz leads off, and Brownell delivers a first pitch strike. Severino was walking upstairs with Revs fill-in athletic trainer tonight. It's the 0-1. And a ground ball slapped toward the middle, backhand by Valdespini, knocks it down, picks up, guns just in time. Got Cruz by about a quarter of a stride as he lunged for the bag at first base, one away. Severino was motioning kind of like a follow-through and looking down toward his left foot, and makes you think maybe that issue early in the game was indeed a bad landing, and maybe it did adversely affect him throughout his entire evening tonight. Here's Ryan Dent. First pitch, breaking ball is a little bit high.
It's something that can definitely linger for a little while, and when you first pointed it out to me, I'm thinking, that's a better scenario than what it could have been, an elbow, arm, the ribs again.
Here's the 1-0. And a chopper foul, third base side.
Now, unless it does end up being a foot injury and it is serious, then it's not a best case scenario or a better scenario. But as long as it's not something with that right arm anywhere on it, you can definitely go into it thinking positive.
1-1. Swinging a grounder, foul again down the third base side. Well, he certainly didn't want to come out in the first inning. Wanted to stay in for his team, but you have to think maybe that issue did impact him tonight. And the Ducks, with the 8-run inning, the biggest allowed by the Revs since Long Island did it. Pitch to Den is inside, 2-2. Back on June 8th, they had 8 in a game here, also in the third inning. Biggest inning allowed in over a month by the Revs. The 2-2 and a smash foul. Dent just a little bit early as he rockets a liner into the left field corner. Been swinging a good bat. 3-run homer. Drove in 4 last night. Home run was his 8th. He's now driven in 13 in 9 games against Long Island. 2 home runs. The pitch. Breaking ball, bounced foul again, over toward the Ducks dugout. 8-run inning, tied the second biggest overall by a Revs opponent this season. 3rd time it's happened. Now Brownell tosses home, and a curveball tumbles low, 3-2. Travis Witherspoon on deck. The wind, the 3-2, And it misses down and away, a cutter off the plate, and the first base runner of the night against Brownell comes in the form of a walk.
Well, it's a start tonight. Maybe they can get something going now with Den on base. Sometimes all it takes is getting one guy on base to break a pitcher out of his rhythm. It'll be the first time tonight that Brownell has to work out of the stretch. And he did also have that huge wait in between half innings here. Maybe he'll be a little off.
Here's Spoon hitting at 264. First pitch is across for a strike. Witherspoon oh so close to a diving play that would have ended that inning with it only 5-0. Mitchell came so close to robbing Ford on what ended up being a 2-run triple. It's the 0-1, and a swing and a foul tip into the mid. A slider there. Mike Pollock next door telling us that is Lou Ford's first triple since May of 2015 in a game against Lancaster. Stretch from Brownell. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Went to the slider again. Ran it a little further outside and gets Witherspoon swinging. First strikeout of the night for Brownell. 2 down here in the third. We go back to the top, and Jared Mitchell. Brownell second in league history in strikeouts, 719. 18 away from Tim Kane's record of 737. Kane spent some time with Long Island among other teams. He was ending his career the first year that the Revs were in existence in 07. Pitch to Mitchell. It's in the dirt, missed by Cabrera. Got the plate ump in the right foot. As that ricochets to the left, Dent moves up to second on a wild pitch, and Jerry Martinez just took a shot in the foot that he wasn't expecting. Umpires don't love that. A base hit could at least get the Revs on the board. Our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard right now. Lancaster up 1-0 at Somerset in the third. Southern Maryland up 4-3 at New Britain in the third inning. Road Warriors a 2-0 lead in Sugar Land. That's also in the third. And we're in the third.
Yeah, this one not moving as fast as I'm sure a couple of the others are. A lot of early scoring tonight, though.
Yeah, there is. Time asked for.
4-3 in that Southern Maryland game. What are they, in the fourth, you said, or third?
That's also the third.
Right.
Yep. Mitchell a ground out to second, his first time tonight. Brownell the 1-0, and it's a called strike up in the zone. Revs are down 9-0 here. Trying to at least get on the board. Brownell with 60 wins, the Ducks' all-time leader. Fourth in league history in wins. 1-1. And a breaking ball in the dirt. That's smothered by Cabrera. He made sure that he blocked it this time, trying to get back on the plate on Martinez' good side. Brownell is third in league history in innings. I mentioned second in Ks, fourth in wins. Ducks all-time leader in all of those. He's their single season record holder for strikeouts and innings as well. He fires, and a ground ball, second base again. Mitchell angrily chucks the bat aside. Valdespin's got it, throws to first, and that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, one man left. We go to the fourth. Michael with the play-by-play. The Ducks with a 9-0 lead.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with a friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Revs trail the Ducks 9-0, top of inning number 4 from Peoples Bank Park in downtown York. Middle of the order for the Ducks in the inning, 3-4-5, Snyder, Ford, and Ard. Travis Snyder will face Joe Van Meter, who got the final out of the 3rd inning in relief of Dominic Severino, who worked just 2 2/3 tonight. First pitch of the inning from Van Meter's a fastball that misses high and away, 1-0. Snyder, an RBI ground out his first time up, was robbed of a base hit on a 4-3 ground out on a diving play by Alexi Casilla his last time up. He's 0 for 2. Van Meter's 1-0. Fastball in the outer half, evens the count at 1. Well, the Ducks put up 8 of their 9 runs in the 3rd inning alone. They did it on 7 hits. The Revs committed 2 errors in the inning. Ryan Dent and Jared Mitchell both a throwing error on the same play, a ground ball that could have gotten the Revs out of the inning a couple batters earlier. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 1-2. So a night after the Revs put up a 7-run 6th inning, the Ducks go for 8 runs in the 3rd inning. Revs won last night's contest 16-1. They had 5 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, and 7 in the 6th. The Ducks up 9-0 here as Snyder foul tips one in and out of the glove of Luis Cruz to stay alive. Count remains 1-2. Van Meter, his last appearance was the Sunday before the All-Star break, July 8th, in Southern Maryland. Did not record an out, faced 3 batters, gave up 1 hit, walked a batter, and another hitter reached on an error that Van Meter made. So that was not a good outing for Joe. 1-2 pitch to Snyder, foul tipped into the glove of Luis Cruz, a strikeout. Out number 1 here in the 5th, 4th strikeout of the night for Revs pitchers. Van Meter has his first punch out. So Snyder's now 0 for 3. That brings up Lou Ford, the designated hitter. Van Meter looking just to weather the storm right now for the Revs. Give them some distance. Van Meter has started a handful of games this year. Back in the bullpen now. First pitch to Ford, foul ball down the right side. It's 0-1. 1 out in the inning, no one on. 9 runs on 10 hits, no errors for the Ducks. No runs on no hits and 3 errors for the Revs. Their only base runner against John Brownell of the Ducks was a Ryan Dent 1-out walk in the 3rd inning. 0-1 the count to Ford. Here it is. Hard chopper to Burgess at first. It gets by him. And we'll see what that play is scored. Could go as a hit. It was hard hit at Burgess. And they will score an error. Ball that was hit right at Mike. It's the 4th error of the night for the Revs. After last night's no error performance, the defense was nearly flawless. Burgess commits the error. Ford reaches base again. That brings up Taylor Ard, the 3rd baseman. That ends an 8-game errorless streak for Burgess. making his 51st start at first base tonight as Ard fouls one out of play. It's 0-1. For Dent, that ends an errorless streak of 1 game. For Mitchell, however, that's his first error of the season. He did technically make an error in Sugarland in early June, but it was not put in point streak the right way. That error was given to Dotel instead of Mitchell. So based on what the league stats say, that is Mitchell's first error of the season. Breaks a streak of 62 games without an error for the right fielder. The all-star right fielder, that is. 1-1 to Ard, swing and miss, changeup in the dirt. Gets away from Cruz. No throw down to second as Ford took off right away. He'll get there on a wild pitch. Ford was not going, so there's not a stolen base. But Brownell made a good pitch to get ahead, or Van Meter made a good pitch to get ahead of Ard there. 1-2 the count, 1 out in the inning, man on second. 9-0 lead for Long Island, top 4. Ard struck out looking his first time up, an RBI single and a run scored in that 8-run third. 2 singles last night and an RBI. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, fastball outside corner. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Van Meter as he ramps up on the fastball there. Ard has now been set down on strikes twice. That'll bring up David Washington, the first baseman. Washington in a heck of a slump coming into this series. Coming into yesterday's game, he was just 2 for his last 31. He went 0 for 4 last night with 2 strikeouts, make it 2 for 35 coming into tonight. But tonight he's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Washington has hit the Revs well this season. He's not alone with that. First pitch to the Ducks' first baseman, misses inside, it's 1-0. For Washington, on the season against the Revs, he's hitting just .233 with 7 for 30 coming into this game tonight. But all 7 of those hits came in a 2-game stretch. 2 more hits though tonight. The 1-0, swing and a miss, and a fastball outer half. It's 1-1. Washington leads the Atlantic League in strikeouts, and doesn't look like anyone's going to catch him anytime soon. He has 87 punch-outs on the year. Van Meter set, the 1-1 pitch, fastball on the outside corner for a strike. The next closest 2 batters in the league, 2 have 71 each. That's 16 less than Washington. Gustavo Pierre, the Road Warriors, Corey Vaughn of the Blue Crabs. Van Meter has the count 1-2 on Washington. 2 outs in the inning, man on second. The pitch, fastball on the outside corner, strike 3. Van Meter fans the side, swinging, and looking. And no further damage done here in the 5th. No runs on no hits. There was an error and 1 man left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. The Ducks holding a 9-0 advantage on the Revs. We'll see if York can cut into the deficit when we come back.
Have you heard? Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Home half of the fourth inning, Revs trail the Ducks 9-0 in Game 2 of this three-game series. Michael Marcantonini with you on the broadcast. The Ducks got 1 run in the top of the first inning. They got 8 in a very long top of the third inning off Dominic Severino. Sev lasted just 2 2/3 innings, gave up 9 runs. 6 of them were earned. Revs made 3 errors behind him. They have 4 errors in the game. And a sloppy game defensively overall for York. Alexi Casilla leads off the bottom of the fourth for the Revs. He'll face John Brownell, who's been excellent tonight. It's not allowed to hit through 3 frames as he starts Casilla off with a strike. It's 0-1. Casilla, Dotel, Mesa, 2-3-4. Ground out to second the first time up for Alexi. And the 0-1 pitch. Lifted in the air, deep left field. Ranging back on the wall as Fields leaps at the wall. He makes the grab. It's not deep out to left field, but based on the dimension in this park, that was a deep fly ball to left. And Fields looked like he was camped under it, then at the last second had to jump to make the grab in front of the manual scoreboard in left. So Casilla's retired on a couple pitches. He's 0 for 2. That brings up Dotel, flew out to right his first time up, gave one a ride out to deep right center, but Travis Snyder ran it down in the first inning. Revs still looking for their first hit against Brownell. Dotel taking all the way. There's a strike over the heart of the plate. It's 0-1. 9-0 Ducks, bottom 4. One night after the Revs put a hurting on the Ducks, 16-1. Dotel spoils a breaking ball foul, left side of the diamond. It's 0-2. Darryl mentioned the numbers for Brownell earlier. He's only 4-7, but the ERA is under 4. He's had a ton of success against the Revs. He has not given up an earned run against York this season, just 1 unearned run. Opponents hitting just 249 against him coming in. Dotel takes a slider off the plate. It's 1-2. Right-handed hitters hitting just 213 against the veteran Brownell. Lefties have had a bit more success at a 298 clip. Dotel spoils another one up in the zone, foul down the first base line. It's still 1-2 with 1 out in the inning. Brownell's been excellent with runners on base. He's especially scoring position. Opponents hitting just 207 against Brownell when they're in scoring position against him. Right now the Revs just looking to get base runners. 1-2 pitch. Almost clips Dotel's jersey. He gets out of the way of that one. Count evens up at 2. 10 hits in the game for the Ducks. Big fat 0 for the Revs in the hit column. And the 2-2 pitch to Dotel, way inside again. He throws his hands out of the way and spins to get away from the fastball. It's 3-2. The Ducks had 10 hits last night, but they only pushed 1 run across. Revs, meanwhile, 15 hits. They pushed 16 runs across. Did all their scoring in the middle 3 innings. 3-2 to Dotel, slider that he fouls back into the netting behind home plate. A good AB here from Wellington, and he stays alive. A 1 center field. Snyder going back, and that ball is over the wall, a home run. Wellington Dotel, a solo homer to right field. He gets the Revs on the board, and he puts the first one in the hit column for the Revs in a big way. A solo shot to right for Dotel. And the Revs are on the board in this one after all. A 9-1 game now in the bottom of the fourth. Dotel's 5th homer of the year. Give him 36 runs batted in. Well, and you're not going to slow Wellington down. He continues to swing a hot bat. So he puts one over the right field wall. Snyder gave chase, but knew pretty quickly that that one was going out. Well, here's Melky Mesa after the home run from Dotel. Number 5 on the year for Wellington as Mesa takes a ball outside. So that's one way to get on the scoreboard. That's one way to get your first hit of the night for your team. A 1-0 to Mesa. Slider off the plate. Catches yet in outside corner. It's 1-1. Well, it doesn't really put a dent in this one, but it is a hit. It is a run. 1-1 to Mesa. Chop foul. It's 1-2. A 9-1 lead now for the Ducks after Dotel's solo shot the other way. And Wellington, a guy who takes the ball to right field so well. He's got the definition of gap-to-gap power, especially oppo gap power. As Mesa takes a called third strike over the plate. Mesa thought it was inside, but in fact it was not, according to home plate umpire Jerry Martinez. That's out number 2. Just the second strikeout in the game for Brownell, but he's a guy who really pitches the contact more so than anything else. 53 strikeouts now on the season for John. Just 29 walks. He has 1 walk in the game, 2 punch-outs. Michael Burgess digs in, takes a curveball off the plate for ball 1. It's 1-0. 2 outs in the inning, no one on. Revs have a run in the inning on Dotel's solo homer. They trail 9-1, however, in Game 2 of this 3-game set. The finale of the series tomorrow at 1 p.m. The 1-0 to Burgess, fastball high and away, 2-0. Teams have been shifting a little bit less on Burgess recently. The Lancaster Barnstormers, the main team that will put a heavy lefty shift on Mike. Ducks not so much. It's 2-1 now. The first baseman, Washington, is guarding the line and deep behind the first base bag. Valdespin at second, his normal depth out there. The shortstop, Lyons, though, is shaded up the middle, and Ard way off the line at third. The 1-2 pitch, that skips away from Cabrera low in the zone. It's 3-1. Well, Mike knows that this shift is more of a mental thing against him than really to try to get him to hit into it. He usually tries to stay up the diamond, up the middle of the diamond towards left field. He says most of the balls he hits in the gap or that he drives are towards left field or the gap. So it's more so a mental thing. He just has to try to stay within himself. 3-1 pitch to Mike. He takes high. No, he does not. It's called strike 2. Burgess was ready to take his shin guard off as he then looked up at Jerry Martinez and was wondering where that pitch was. Well, according to Jerry, it was in the zone. So 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. 9-1 Ducks lead, bottom 4. Brownell set out of the windup. The right-hander delivers. This one's hard hit out to first base. Burgess flips his bat in disgust. Covering first is Brownell. He gets the flip. 3-1 on the putout. Now Burgess knows he probably should be on first base after a walk there, but instead Brownell gets out of it with a ground out. 1 run in the inning on Dotel's solo homer. It was the only hit. No errors and none left. We'll go to the top of the 5th. The Revs get on the board, but they still trail 9-1.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32,000. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6,000 to $8,000. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at People's Bank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the fifth inning from People's Bank Park in downtown York, Pennsylvania. 9-1 lead for the Ducks over the Revs. Joe Van Meter back out for another full inning of work. First pitch swinging is Ramon Cabrera. He sends one foul past first base. It's 0-1. Van Meter's gone an inning and a third so far. He struck out the side in the fifth. The only base runner in that inning reached on an error by Burgess at first. Revs got on the board in the bottom of the fourth. Wellington Dotel, an opposite field home run, a solo shot. It was the Revs' first hit of the game. They have just one hit through four, but they are on the board. Off the end of the bat for Cabrera. This one's sinking out to right center. Witherspoon dives. He won't get there. It gets past him. Mitchell in right center backing up will corral the ball and throw it in. A double for Cabrera. Leadoff variety for him. Witherspoon about 3 or 4 inches away from that ball. It wasn't one where it was that close, but he still was in the general area and worth the dive. Mitchell was there for the backup anyway. So a leadoff double, and even with the dive, the ball getting by Spoon, it's probably a double for Cabrera anyway. But in a 9-1 game, I guess you might as well try it. A good effort there from Spoon. Now Travis in center field shading the 8-hitter Daniel Fields toward right. Fields takes a ball low. It's 1-0. Fields a 2-run single his last time up, scored a run in that 8-run third inning for the Ducks. Flew out to left in the second inning. He's been plagued by injuries for much of the 2018 season. He's been one of the few guys on the Ducks that have been battling injuries. And the 1-0 pitch is over for a strike. It's 1-1. Fields did not play in last night's ball game. At one point we saw him chilling down in the bullpen with the rest of the Ducks. And Ducks relief corps. As he swings through the 1-1 pitch, it's 1-2. Well, Joe Van Meter on the mound. He is now working into his third inning, second full. He's gotten 4 outs so far. Comes in 2-3 with a 5.18 ERA. This is his 18th appearance. He's made 6 starts. 1-2 pitch off the hands of Fields into the netting behind home plate. Count remains 1-2. Van Meter has struggled mightily lately. His last couple starts did not go his way at all. Was moved back to the bullpen, has not had a lot of success since being moved back. He's eating up innings though this year, 41 2/3 innings. He's given up 59 hits though, number that he'd like to see down, of course. Misses outside to Fields there, it's 2-2. 9-1 lead for Long Island over York, top of inning number 5. No outs and a man on second, that's Cabrera. 2-2 the count on Fields. 9-hitter Dan Lyons waiting on deck. Van Meter set. Out of the stretch, the 2-2 pitch, fouled away. And stays 2-2. Well, the Revs came into this one having won 4 out of their last 5. The Ducks have won 3 of their last 5. Revs 6-4 in their last 10. Ducks 4-6 over their last 10. 2 lopsided scores on back-to-back nights. 16-1 Revs last night, 9-1 Ducks here tonight. The 2-2 pitch, fastball high and away, and the count runs full. Van Meter working a little harder in this at-bat than he has throughout the rest of his outing tonight in relief of Severino. Revs trying to get some length out of Joe. The 3-2 pitch, check swing, and they'll appeal down to third. And they'll say he went. The third base umpire, Tim Detweiler, rings up Daniel Fields. Fields had already started taking off his arm guard and shin guard. He thought it was ball 4, but the Revs, Luis Cruz behind the plate, asked for an appeal. They went down to third, and Detweiler was ready to cue him up if he was asked for the appeal. He was. And it is strike 3. 4th punch out of the night for Joe Van Meter. That will go down as a swinging strikeout. 7 strikeouts for Revs pitchers tonight. So with 1 down and a man on second, here's Lyons, the right-handed hitting shortstop. First pitch fastball outside corner from Van Meter, 88 on the gun. It's the Ducks 9 and the Revs 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. And Ducks were up 9-0 in this game before Dotel's homer in the bottom of the 4th. Now Fields shoots a liner to center. Spoon coming on. He makes the grab as it hangs up a little bit too long for Lyons. Out number 2 in the inning. Cabrera retreats to second. Van Meter has done a good job since coming in to just keep things where they are, keep it a 9-run game. Severino, of course, would have liked to get out of his frame in the 3rd inning without giving up 8 runs, but a couple errors led to some more runs coming home. Only 6 of the 9 runs were earned. Wasn't all Severino night. The defense has been sloppy. Pitch to the leadoff man, Valdespin, is taken for a strike, 0-1. Nine runs on 11 hits for the Ducks, back-to-back nights for them with double-digit hits. However, they only scored 1 time last night. They've scored 9 times already here tonight. We aren't even through the 5th. 0-1 pitch, off the end of the bat, out to short. Dent slides up the middle to make the stop. Spins, throws to first, got him. Nice play by Ryan Dent. 6-3 on the putout to get Jordani Valdespin to end the top of the 5th. But the Ducks still lead at 9-1 over the Revs. We'll go to the home half of the 5th and see what the Revs can do with the bats. Stick with us on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
You know, something funny happens when people buy their dream home. They can both look at the same thing and see it in an entirely different way. He sees a man cave, while she sees an art room.
Hi, my name is Ryan Scott with J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, and this has become a common theme from our happy customers. With our competitive rates, quick process, and closing time guarantee, why would you choose another mortgage company to finance your dreams? Call us today at 855-JGWLEND so we can get you on your path towards home ownership.
J.G. Wentworth Home Lending will take care of all the details of purchasing your home so you can focus on what to do once you move in. You know, will that great backyard be a beautiful garden? Or a beautiful new pool? Yeah, that's one detail we'll leave up to you. Call 855-JGW-LEND today. Mortgage loans offered by J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, LLC, 3550 Commission Court, Woodbridge, Virginia. NMLS ID 2925. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
I'm a chef. Pleasing my patrons' palates is paradise. But lately, when I hear a cheer from the dining room, it's Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Sure, it could be my veggie lasagna, but chances are it's customers picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and you can enjoy it as an appetizer or a main course. Hey, everything tastes better with winning. Keno, it's here. Played at your favorite bar or restaurant.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Home half of the 5th inning, Michael Marcantonini with you on the call. It's the Ducks 9 and the Revs just 1 in the game. They only have 1 hit. Wellington Dotel's opposite field solo homer in the bottom of the 4th. The only thing across against John Brownell tonight, Ryan Dent had a walk, but that's it. First pitch to Zach Wilson to start the inning is a called strike. It's 0-1. Wilson crews Dent 6-7-8 for the Revs against Brownell, who's cruised so far tonight. He has an 8-run lead to work with. His offense has spotted him plenty of support. The 0-1 pitch, a looping 12-6 curveball that misses a little high against Wilson. It's 1-1. Dominic Severino, the starter for the Revs, lasted just 2 2/3 of an inning. Second time this year, he's only gone 2 2/3. Both have come against Long Island. He's allowed 9 runs in both those games. This time, only 6 of them earned, however. The Revs looking to cut into the 8-run deficit. Wilson chops one foul. It counts 1-2. Severino an early exit, but Joe Van Meter's done a good job of keeping the game where it is. He got the final out of the 3rd inning. He's thrown scoreless frames in the 4th and the 5th. He's struck out 4 batters through those 2 innings. He's been good. The 1-2 pitch to Wilson, slider inside corner, strike 3 called. Wilson thought it was a little bit inside. He might have a case, but Jerry Martinez rings him up. 3rd strikeout of the evening for Brownell. Wilson now 0 for 2. That brings up Luis Cruz, the catcher. Grounded out to second his first time up. Cruz had a big night last night for the Revs. Drove in 3 runs. And a couple hits in the game. Luis went 2 for 5 with a pair of RBI singles. He had a sac fly. Drove in runs in 3 straight plate appearances. And now he has another base hit. He sends the first pitch from Brownell up the middle for a knock. A 1-out single for Cruz. He continues to hit the ball pretty well. All-Star break did him some good. Second hit of the night for the Revs. 1-out base runner for the 8-man Ryan Dent. Dent had a solid night last night, too. Team high 4 RBIs in the game. Had a 3-run home run in the 5th inning last night to cap off a 4-run inning. Had an RBI single in the 5-run 4th. He was the only man not to reach base in that 7-run 6th inning, but he got his hacks in last night. He was a part of the hit parade as he takes a strike to start the AB. It's 0-1. 1 out in the inning. Cruz on first after the single up the middle. Revs trail 9-1 to the Ducks in the bottom of the 5th. Brownell set on the mound, taking his time. Now he comes home. Dent fouls that one off the hands. Out of play. It's 0-2. Lyons and Valdespine pinching for 2 up the middle. The 3rd baseman, Ard, is off the 3rd base line and a couple steps behind the 3rd base bag depth-wise. Washington, the 1st baseman, is holding on Cruz. Big hole between 1st and 2nd. Dent can shoot one the other way. 0-2 pitch coming up from Brownell. Slider misses low and away. Ball 1. It's 1-2. Dent's home run last night was his 8th of the season. The 4 RBIs gives him 30 on the year. It's the 4th Rev to reach the 30 RBI mark this season. The 1-2 pitch, Dent chops it foul to stay alive, 1-2. The other 3 Revs with 30 or more RBIs on the season. Michael Burgess with 33. Wellington Dotel with a team-high 35. And Melky Mesa also, like Burgess, with 33. The Revs have, as a team, have looked great offensively as of late. Tonight, a different story so far, but it still is early, only in the bottom of the 5th. Dent awaiting the 1-2 from Brownell. Man on first, 1 out. The pitch, fastball on the inside corner, strike 3. Second time this inning that Brownell has gone to that inside corner against a right-handed batter and gotten the call. 4 strikeouts in the game, 2 in the inning for Brownell. 3 of the 4 strikeouts are looking. And you often see that with a guy who doesn't throw that hard. And the reason for that is because guys that don't throw that hard or the standard speed that guys are used to seeing, those guys tend to paint the corners a lot more and more deceptive pitchers. Brownell, a guy who uses both halves of the plate and paints the corners. And guys just go down looking quite a bit. First pitch to Travis Witherspoon's a fastball low and away for a strike. It's 0-1. Ducks lead at 9-1 over the Revs. They're out hitting the Revs 11-2 in the game. Revs out hit the Ducks 15-10 last night. Only out hit them by 5, but on the scoreboard, they outscored them by 15. Now Spoon laces a single past Lyons at short into left field, a knock. 2 hits in the inning for the Revs, 3 in the game. Sets up first and second with 2 down for Jared Mitchell back to the top of the order. Cruz goes to second. He's singled up the middle with 1 out in the inning. Spoon has a knock. Travis was the last Rev to get in on the party last night. He was the last Rev to get a hit. He drove in a run. Was one of 8 Revs to pick up an RBI last night. It was his last at-bat of the game in the 6th inning, where he doubled home a run. Well, here's Mitchell, who drove in a pair last night. He takes a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. Revs trail the Ducks 9-1 in the bottom of the 5th, but threatening here for a couple. Just all about chipping away right now. 0-1 on Mitchell. Pitch from Brownell, slider that misses low and away. It's 1-1. Well, the Revs in the run column and hit column, if you add those two up, they equal the amount of errors they've made. 4 errors defensively for the Revs tonight. A sloppy game defensively. Brownell waiting for the sign from Cabrera, the pitch. Mitchell takes, it's low. Breaking ball there, it's 2-1. The Revs have now tied a season high in this one for errors in a game this season. They made 4 on June 5th at the New Britain Bees. They've made 4 tonight. Wilson, Dent, Mitchell, and Burgess each have an error. Cruz off second, Spoon not being held on at first. The 2-1 pitch to Mitchell. Off the end of the bat, this one's hooking in the left field corner. Off the monster and left. Cruz comes in to score. Spoon goes first to third. Mitchell slides in safe at second with a 2-out double. And the Revs are on the board again. It's a 9-2 game here in the 5th. Mitchell didn't get a ton of barrel on that one. He sent it off the end of the bat out to left, but it carried in a hurry. Off the middle of the arch nemesis out in left field. And by the time it came down, Cruz was already halfway home. So the Revs add another, and looks like Jared Mitchell's turning things around at the plate. 2 hits and 2 RBI last night. There's another run driven in here tonight. Now second and third for the 2-hitter Alexi Casilla. Takes low from Brownell. It's 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch, Casilla takes there too. It's 2-0. For Mitchell after the double, the numbers aren't great on the season, just a tad over 250. But over his last 5 games coming in, Mitchell is 6 for 20 coming in tonight, a 300 average. Now Casilla chops the 2-0 up the middle. This could be an infield knock. Backhanded by Valdespin. Off bounds, throw to first, not in time, safe. Throw goes to third, diving back safely is Mitchell. An RBI infield single for Alexi Casilla. Witherspoon scores, and it's a 9-3 game. The Revs have added 2 runs here in the 5th inning, and that prompts a visit from Kevin Baez, the Ducks manager. He'll go out to talk to his starter and his pitching coach, John Brownell. 4 hits in the inning now for the Revs. Casilla picks up yet another infield hit. That's pretty much his thing, those infield hits. He leads the team in infield hits. It's the Revs' 63rd infield hit this year. It's Casilla's 24th. No one else on the Revs has more than 10. That's Dotel. Now Baez meets with the entire infield, and that meeting will commence. He'll walk back to the dugout. And John Brownell stays in the game. So a 2-out RBI single infield hit for Casilla. That brings home Witherspoon. The previous hitter, Jared Mitchell, doubled with 2 outs off the arch nemesis in left to bring home Luis Cruz. Now Mitchell at third, Casilla at first base with 2 outs, and here's Dotel. First pitch to Wellington. Fastball misses low. It's 1-0. This one not over just yet. We're only in the 5th inning. The Revs trail by just 6 now. They've scored the last 3 in the game. The 1-0 to Dotel. Down the left field line, but foul. Just foul. Couple inches off that third base chalk line. And if that was fair, that would have been 2 runs. The Revs have produced both their runs in the inning with 2 outs. Dotel looking to keep that streak going. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. 1-1 the count on Wellington. Pitch from Brownell. Chopper to third, but that's foul as well. Polo handles that in the third base coach's box. Fields it cleanly. Tosses it to a lucky fan. The count goes to 1-2 on Dotel. Four hits in the inning, 3 singles and a double for the Revs. They have 5 now in the game. Getting to Brownell this third time through the order. 1-2 on Dotel. The pitch to the plate. Inside out swing, fouled off down the right field line, out of play. This remains 1-2. 9-3 lead for the Ducks, bottom 5, but the Revs have 2 here in the 5th. They also got 1 in the 4th. Revs have done all their scoring this series so far in the middle innings. Another 1-2 coming up to Dotel. Brownell sets the pitch. That one's fouled off again, this time out of play, right field side. It was a fastball up in the zone that Dotel spoiled. Let's go Revs chant filling the stadium. A nice crowd on hand tonight for a beautiful Saturday night of baseball. The sun is set now, lights on in the stadium. Still can see a little bluish purple sky off in the distance, a little cloud cover. Dotel back in the box. 1-2 the count on him with 2 outs and runners at first and third. And the pitch, swing and a miss. A changeup from Brownell gets Dotel. So Brownell ends up striking out the side. He went looking, swinging. But not before the Revs push across 2 more runs. They now trail by just 6. And after 5 full innings, it's the Ducks 9 and the Revs 3. We'll go to the top of the 6th. See if Joe Van Meter comes back out for another inning of work. Stick with us on the broadcast.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area. Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland and go online to FuscoProBaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars. If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
We go to the top of the 6th inning. It's the Ducks 9 and the Revs 3. Joe Van Meter will get yet another inning out on the mound in relief of Dominic Severino, who was chased from the game after just 2 2/3. The first pitch of the inning to Emilio Bonifacio is a fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. It's 0-1. The Revs have scored 3 unanswered after the Ducks scored the first 9 runs of the game, including pushing across 8 in the top of the third. 2-3-4 now for the Ducks as Bonifacio chases a changeup outside. It's 0-2. Bonifacio, Snyder, Ford for the Ducks. 9 runs on 11 hits. The Revs have made 4 errors defensively. 3 of the 9 runs that Severino gave up were unearned. Van Meter has given up nothing in his 2 1/3. Now a humpback liner out to Casilla at second that he snares. Bonifacio's out number 1 here in the 7th. Excuse me, the 6th.
Now batting right fielder, number 23, Travis Snyder.
Now Travis Snyder will get another shot. He's hitless tonight, but he drove in the first run of the game for the Ducks in the first inning with an RBI ground out. Snyder comes in swinging a hot bat. Has 12 RBI now over the team's last 11 games. He checks his swing there, but it's called a strike. Changeup from Joe. It's 0-1. 1 out in the inning, no one on. Van Meter's been huge tonight with the way he's thrown the ball. His 3rd full inning. A chopper out to second. Casilla waits back on it. Sidearm throw to first. He gets Snyder. 2 up, 2 down for Van Meter in the inning. Casilla's handled both of the outs. And I'll bring up the cleanup man, Lou Ford. Ducks lead at 9-3 over the Revs, away half of the 6th. In the middle game of this 3-game series, both teams off on Monday. The Revs will open up a 4-game, 3-day series in Lancaster starting Tuesday with a doubleheader. But for now, the Ducks to worry about. First pitch to Ford, fastball on the outside corner. Good hold from Cruz, the catcher. It's 0-1. Van Meter got the final out of the 3rd inning. He then struck out the side in the 4th. Pitched around a leadoff double in the 5th, and now has the first 2 outs of the 6th. He gets ahead of Ford here, now 0-2 as Lou fouls one off. I guess you could say that the Revs have some momentum in this game, but they still trail by 6, so you wouldn't exactly call it momentum. I guess building some confidence as they've scored the last 3 unanswered. Ford fouls another one off. It's tough to have the momentum when you're down by that much, but the Revs have 3 runs over their last 2 innings against Duck starter John Brownell. No one warming up in the bullpen for Long Island, so it looks like Brownell will come out for at least 1 more inning, at least to start the inning. 0-2 to Ford. Pop up in on the hands. Foul territory first base side. Burgess over. He won't get there. Lands foul the base of the wall down the first base side. Remains 0-2 on Ford. Another beautiful night for a ball game. It was a really hot day here in York. Not nearly as hot as the week leading up to the All-Star break, but definitely one you can classify as hot. But finally a nice Saturday night with no rain or bad weather here in York. Van Meter's 0-2 to Ford. Swing and a miss. Change up low in the zone. Another punch out for Van Meter. Give him 5 through 3 1/3 shutout innings in relief. And the Revs are through 6 innings. They've given up 9 runs, but the Ducks haven't scored since the 3rd. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Ducks 9 and the Revs 3, but the Revs have scored the last 3 unanswered. Stick with us.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planning your next visit to York? Book your stay at Courtyard by Marriott. Conveniently situated near local businesses, shopping, dining, downtown, and local attractions, Courtyard by Marriott features a state-of-the-art lobby, inviting flexible spaces to work or relax, free Wi-Fi, our well-equipped fitness center, and the bistro offering healthy options and refreshing choices, including Starbucks and an evening bar. Your stay is sure to be more comfortable, productive, and enjoyable than ever before. Courtyard by Marriott, 2799 Concord Road in York. Book your stay at 717-840-7840.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is United States Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Home half of the 6th inning, Michael Marcantonini with you on the broadcast. Melky Mesa leads off the inning for the Revs. They trail the Ducks 9-3, but the Revs have the last 3 unanswered in the game. First pitch to Mesa is a looping curveball from Brownell that misses inside. It's 1-0. Mesa, the Revs cleanup hitter, DHing again tonight. It's Mesa, Burgess, Wilson in the inning. Mesa 0 for 2, struck out looking his last time up. Second pitch to him, he checks his swing, appeal down to first. Carlos Dano says he went around. It was a curveball low in the dirt. Mesa tried to hold up but couldn't, and the count evens up at 1. 1 run in the first for the Ducks. They got 8 in just a dreadful third for the Revs. Mesa takes low and outside, 2-1. So it was 9-0 after 3 innings. The Revs got one back in the 4th when Dotel homered to right center for the Revs' first hit of the game. The Revs got 2 more in the bottom of the 5th. Mitchell in opposite field. RBI double off the arch nemesis. Casilla an infield RBI single, and that's where we are. 9-3 the score. As Mesa pops one foul out of play. The count evens up at 2. No outs in the inning. As Mesa looks to be a leadoff base runner. Revs have had their leadoff man on in 0 innings tonight. They have not had a leadoff man reach base. Part of the reason for the deficit. Brownell's 2-2 pitch. Mesa pops it up right center field. Racing over is Bonifacio. He'll call Snyder off in the right center gap. He makes the grab for out number 1. Mesa's now 0 for 3 after the fly out. So with 1 down, here's Burgess. Mike 0 for 2 tonight. A fly out to center and a ground out to second. Burgess and Zach Wilson, who will follow him on deck, both scored 3 runs in last night's ball game. An offensive explosion, to say the least, for the Revs. They put up 16 runs, the second most runs they've scored in a game this year. Pounded out 15 hits as well. Brownell to the plate against Burgess. Looping curveball misses high, 1-0. Last night, all 9 Revs starters had a hit. 6 of the 9 had 2 hits. 8 of the 9 had an RBI. 4 had multiple RBI. 1-0 to Burgess. Slider misses inside, 2-0. And of the 4 that had multiple RBIs, Cruz had 3, Dent had 4. 8 of the 9 starters scored at least 1 run. 6 scored 2 runs or more. And Burgess and Wilson were the 2 that each had 3. It counts 3-0 on Mike after a breaking ball misses. In the 6th inning, the Revs put up 7 runs last night. It tied a season high for runs in an inning. They also set season highs with 7 consecutive hits and 8 hits in 1 inning. 3-0 pitch coming up to Burgess. Fastball in there for a strike. It's 3-1. 9-3 lead for the Ducks, bottom 6. The Revs gaining a little confidence with a run in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. The 3-1 to Burgess. Foul tipped into the glove of Cabrera. It's 3-2. So another full count that Burgess is able to run. He thought he had ball 4 against him last time, but pitch was called a strike. He ended up grounding out to end the inning. 3 balls and 2 strikes on the Revs' home run leader this year. And the pitch. Ground ball, hot shot up the middle, a base hit. Bat flip from Burgess past Lyons, the shortstop who was shaded up the middle. A 1-out single for Burgess, his first hit of the night. Brings up Zach Wilson. Well, the middle innings have treated the Revs well these past 2 nights. All 16 of their runs last night came in the middle frames. Tonight, all 3 of their runs and all 5 of their hits have come in the middle innings. Michael Click, who just signed with the Revs yesterday re-signed back to York, is warming up in the Revs pen. Click started the year overseas in Italy and Germany. First pitch to Wilson, laces this one to the left center field gap. Over or leaping Fields in left field, it's down. Burgess going first to third. Polo's waving him home. Here comes the relay throw. Lyons to the plate, it's cut off, not in time. An RBI double for Zach Wilson to the left center field gap, and the Revs add another run. It's 9-4 now. How about Zach Wilson getting into the action tonight? He struck out looking his last time up. This time he flicks one out to left center. Fields was shaded towards left center, but just couldn't leap to grab that one. And the Revs had another run. 4 runs over the last 3 innings combined. Wilson has now driven in a run back-to-back nights. And now some bullpen action for the Ducks. They'll get somebody loose down there. Burgess scored all the way from first on that ball. Polo an aggressive send, but it paid off. Here's Luis Cruz, the 7-hitter, with Wilson at second and 1 out. Brownell's pitch, fastball misses low in the dirt, stopped by Cabrera. The Revs have scored 4 unanswered. They're down just 5 now in the bottom of the 6th. They have 7 hits in the game, all 7 coming over the last 3 frames. Second and third time through the order, the Revs seeing Brownell much better, especially this third time through. Third time through the order, the Revs have 6 hits against Brownell. So Cruz pops one up, middle of the diamond, right center field. Bonifacio over. Wilson will go back to second to tag. Taking off for third. Here comes the throw in from Bonifacio. It's cut off by Lyons. And Wilson gets into third safely. Didn't even need to slide. So a productive out nonetheless for Cruz as he flies out for out number 2. And now with 2 outs and a man on third, here's Ryan Dent. Wilson with the RBI double. It's the 4th Rev with an RBI tonight. Dotel, Mitchell, Casilla, and Wilson have all played at a run. 2 of the Revs' 4 runs have come with 2 outs. Wander Perez warming up in the Ducks bullpen now. Brownell still out there with Dent at the plate, 2 outs and a man on third. Dent takes the first pitch. It's a fastball upstairs. The count goes to 1-0. Ducks lead at 9-4. The Revs, however, have gotten this crowd back into it. They've scored the last 4 runs, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 1 here in the 6th. Brownell set, right on right. The 1-0 to Dent, swing and a miss. A changeup right there, 80 miles an hour. Dent ahead of that pitch. Looked like he was ready to take it downtown. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Wilson on third. He doubled home Burgess in the inning. Dent ready with the open stance, bat wagging on his shoulder. Brownell's 1-1, in on the hands, fouled over the press box. It's 1-2. I think somebody got that one up in a luxury suite. Some cheers from the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on the Revs shortstop. 2 outs in the inning. Another run just 90 feet away for the Revs. See if they can make it back-to-back multi-run innings. Dent ready, so is Brownell. Veteran right-hander takes the sign from Cabrera. The pitch, fastball popped up by Dent, shallow center field. Bonifacio coming on, calls for it, makes the grab, and the inning is over. So Dent flies out to end the frame, but not before Zach Wilson doubles home Michael Burgess to give the Revs 1 more run. And after 6 full innings, it's the Ducks 9 and the Revs 4. The Revs have scored the last 4 unanswered in the game. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Darryl taking back over on the play-by-play.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. 1 try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Planning your summer vacation? Looking to take care of those long overdue home improvements? Hello, I'm Tara Hauser, Vice President of Marketing at First Capital Federal Credit Union. Make all your dreams come true with a home equity loan from First Capital FCU. For a limited time, take advantage of a 7-year home equity loan of $10,000 or more with an annual percentage rate as low as 3.99%. Visit firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any branch to apply. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
First Capital
Federal Credit Union.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania delivers natural gas to 423,000 customers. Our commitment is to do it reliably, efficiently, and most importantly, safely. If you smell, hear, or see any sign of a natural gas problem, evacuate immediately and call 911 from a safe location. The most obvious indication of a problem in your home would be a rotten egg odor. For more information on natural gas safety, visit ColumbiaGasPA.com. Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, reminding you about natural gas safety.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler Hot Dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler Bacon Wrapped Cheddar Dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Head of the 7th inning, it's a 9-4 game, and tonight we'll see the return of Michael Click to the mound in a Revs uniform, beginning his 3rd season with the team here in July. After traveling the world, had a chance to catch up with him earlier today. He pitched in Australia over the winter, was in spring training in Italy. He had signed for that opportunity as early as last regular season here in York. He knew he was going there. Ended up working as a starting pitcher in a league in Germany. Played for a team in Munich, and they only played a couple of days a week, so I know Fletch and Mace want to get him built back up, see how he's doing, go from there. But officially signed today. He was in the clubhouse yesterday getting his physical and all of that. And back on the mound here tonight. One of the key contributors from playoff teams each of the last 2 years. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Taylor Ard will lead off the 7th. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. And Click's first pitch back is down and away. 92 in the gun, though. We joked earlier today as that one rolled to the backstop. He said, I asked him how hard he's throwing now. He said 80? Maybe that was some metric over in Germany that they were using.
Hey, if he gets the job done, it's all right.
Here's the 1-0. And a swing and a pop foul straight back. He was pretty much the man over there. And had great success. Struck out way over 160-some innings, he said.
I can't imagine they need too many pitchers when they're only playing a couple days a week, so I'm got to believe they load up on position players out there, you would think?
I would think, yeah. But he dominated.
Pretty cool to be the man wherever you go, even if it is overseas.
Pitch to Ard is up high, 2-1. So he returns tonight. He's got his old number back, number 12 for Media Pennsylvania's own. Went to Temple, began his pro career in the Frontier League. Is in the Atlantic League now for a 5th straight year. 2 years in Camden. The 2-1, and a swing and a high fly, right center field. I'm not sure that they see it. Mitchell coming in, and he does. He's got it. Initially, his hands were to his side. He was looking a little bit inquisitively toward that area. But he did find it in his sights, and in right center makes the grab, 1 out.
A good start to his Atlantic League season. It's good to have another piece to the championship puzzle back here in York, and Mace has done that all year. When he's had a chance to bring back guys from last year's teams or even past teams, he's done it. Logan Williamson being one of the guys, the handful of guys that he brought back. That's from the start of the season. And Mace knows his roster. He knows who he's had in the past, and it's helped him this year bringing guys back.
Here is David Washington, who's 2 for 3 with a run tonight. First pitch is swung on and missed. On the split from Click, 82 with downward dip to it. His first year in York, he was 7-3. His ERA was over 5, but a 7-3 record. Last year, the ERA was right at 3. And he went 3-1. He's 10-4 in his Revs career. Tonight is 107th outing as he pumps one just a little bit low, 1-1. He's in 58 games last year, which tied a career high for him. Revs acquired him after he had a 2015 season with Camden where his ERA was under 2. He fires, and a foul tip back to the netting. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Darryl, Revs pitchers tonight, while I have a quick moment, have thrown 102 pitches coming into this inning. That's Severino and Van Meter combined. 83 of those 102 pitches have been strikes. That means Severino and Van Meter combined to throw only 19 balls tonight.
Wow.
Now, you can say that maybe they threw too many strikes as Severino got hit around a little bit. Van Meter, for sure, didn't throw too many because he dominated in his innings, but not walking guys, that's for sure.
Next one down and in, and again got the umpire's foot as that one was out of the reach of Cruz. Jerry Martinez smarting from that. Second time he's been drilled in the right foot tonight. Cruz will put his hand on his shoulder and tend to him. Now the Revs fill-in athletic trainer coming out to look as well. Had a busy night.
It's weird not seeing Chong out there.
Weird not seeing Chong before the game.
Yeah.
Walking through. He'll be back, I believe, when the team heads to Lancaster on Tuesday. Mentioned Click in his Revs career, 10-4 regular season record. He picked up the win in the championship clincher last year, adding a playoff win. Finished the top of the 8th inning in Game 3 last year against Long Island. Revs took the lead in the bottom half, and then Grant Sides did his thing to close it out. And Martinez shakes it off. Been a rough night for him back there in terms of getting a hit. And now Click has his sign, straightens up. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Clean grab by Cruz down above the dirt. And the splitter from Click gets Washington swinging. 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Click coming in. He is top 10 in Revs history in relief appearances. 9th all time. Tonight marking number 107. I'm sorry, in relief, 105. He made 2 starts, spot starts in 2016. Here's Ramon Cabrera. He's 1 for 3 with a double. First pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball at 91 right by him. A Click looks good. Looks very similar to what we've seen from him in the past. Following Van Meter out of the bullpen, who went 3 1/3. Scoreless innings, just 2 hits given up. Click ready. And the 0-1, swinging a foul back. That clips the top of the netting. And ricochets over. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Click really does look good, to your point there. And the fact that he pitched in winter ball, he was overseas. It wasn't like he was sitting at home on his couch, so he's gotten his reps in. And the fact that he started overseas means he's a little bit more stretched out coming here back to York to set up in a relief role.
And they set up away. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a foul back on the high fastball up there at 93. The 7 relief wins that he had 2 years ago, that was 1 short of a Revs record. Adam Thomas and Bo Vaughn each had 8-win seasons out of the bullpen. Click said that in Germany, the hitters didn't really have an approach. They just kind of reacted, so he had to adjust to that, but got it done by going in and out. He fires, and a swing and a looper golf down the line, And it lands in the Revs bullpen. Luke Westfall, I believe it was, didn't even get up out of his seat and caught it. And tosses it over his shoulder into Section 1 there.
Finding ways to contribute to the team even when you're not in the game. That's what it is.
That's what Luke does. 0-2 it remains on Cabrera.
Luke always helping out the squad. There was one day I came in the locker room for a day game, and he came in carrying like 4 cups of coffee. They definitely were not all for him.
Are you sure?
I mean, if you had 4, you probably would drink them all.
Here's a line drive to center as Witherspoon backs up, and he's got it. Hit fairly well, but Witherspoon had it all the way. Michael Click returning to the Revs tonight with a 1-2-3 7th inning. Wonderful to have him back. It's stretch time here at the bank. It's Long Island 9, York 4.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make one call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
Head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is a 9-4 game. Revs trying to continue the comeback trail tonight. And left-hander Wander Perez will take over for Long Island. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Brownell goes 6. And he allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Walked 1, struck out 5, 102 pitches, 70 strikes. No hits the first 3 innings. Revs got to him for all 4 in the middle 3. Now they will try to continue to chip away. Travis Witherspoon will lead things off. 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Long Island, 4 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors for York. It has not been their best night, but trying to chip away, and they've gotten back in it. As Witherspoon digs in, he's 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 5th. And Perez looks in, he's ready. First pitch on the way, it's a called strike on Spoon. Michael, do you want the last brownie?
I'm going to have to pass up on that. You deserve it. You've earned it.
By what measure?
Well, just the fact that I don't want it.
There's a swing and a foul tip into the mitt, 0-2. It's a process of elimination there.
Well,
I don't want it, so you get it.
It's not a homemade brownie. I'm more of a homemade brownie kind of guy.
I see. Only the best, which Mama M does bake.
Absolutely. No, I mean, if it was a cookie, there's no way I would turn it down. Those are my weakness.
There's a tapper foul behind the plate. Oh, Scott Geis, a shout out. He's filling in on the official scoring tonight. Made sure that brownie had a taker. It'll be Spoon, Mitchell, and Casilla here against Perez. And a pitch to Witherspoon, that's outside. Perez 2-1 at 2.77 ERA in 28 outings. It's been a pretty good left-handed arm for them. 1 of 2 that they've got currently. Asher Tolliver the other out of the bullpen. Here's the 1-2. And it hovers up and in, breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right now the difference is 1 big inning for Long Island. Van Meter and Click have stifled the Ducks' offense as the ball comes loose from the Revs bullpen and right. Luke Westfall is loosening up. Can the team find at least 5 more runs of offense before the night's over? Pitch is fouled back against the net. And Witherspoon stays alive again. If they don't, tomorrow's game would be a rubber match. It's a 1 p.m. start. Mitch Atkins tomorrow. Ducks with Tyler Badamo making the start. Pitch to Spoon, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Now Perez went a little bit slower with that hook. Witherspoon couldn't stay back quite long enough. 1 away.
Yeah, that's nasty right there. Just a floating slider low and outside corner. And Perez has that funky delivery, so it doesn't make that any easier.
Yeah, everything, the body, it comes at you at 90 miles an hour, and then that breaking ball just flips up there at 73. Here's Mitchell, who's 1 for 3 with a double. First pitch is swung on and belted right center field. Bonifacio on the move, though, runs it down. And Mitchell with a rocket into the gap in right center, but Bonifacio had him shaded that way. Got a great first step on it, runs it down. It might have even sliced back toward him just a little bit. A very hard hit, out number 2.
That ball was scorched, and Mitchell jumping on the first pitch he sees from a tough lefty, and that's a pretty good idea right there to jump early. You don't want to have to face the nasty lefty a few pitches in a row because then he can get in a groove against you. So Mitchell picks on the first pitch and hit it well, but Bonifacio, good center fielder, runs it down.
Now here's Alexi. He's 1 for 3. RBI single back in the 5th inning. And with Perez arm angle, he asks for the LEDs to be dimmed. Perez delivers a little bit lower. And the first pitch, breaking ball, runs inside. The catcher, Cabrera, put his glove behind Casilla like the target was behind him. I don't know if they're messing with Alexi. There's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, a changeup. And Perez has another hitter early on it. Oh boy, doing the wave.
Are you a fan of the wave?
I'm neutral. I probably would not get up and do it.
Okay.
There's a breaking ball that misses low. 2-1.
See, I'm a fan of the wave. When I'm in the crowd, I like to partake in the wave and help get it going. Now, I'm not really one that's going to start the wave or get a crew to start the wave, but I would absolutely join in.
Here's a swing and a pop-up. And the first baseman, Washington, coming down across into foul ground, backing up toward the foul line, and he makes the play. They didn't signal whether it was fair or foul. I think foul right along the line, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3-7 for Perez. We'll go to the 8th. It is a 9-4 Long Island lead.
Everything you've worked for may be facing a hostile takeover, but step outside the boardroom and look around. Not taking care of business right now could leave you dealing with a hostile takeover by crabgrass later this summer. And broadleaf weeds are just beneath the surface, ready to take their share of your turf too. Prevent hostile takeovers. Call Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care and give your lawn a good, healthy start this year. Heritage Lawn can apply crabgrass pre-emergent and quality fertilizer now to fortify your lawn for later. HeritageLawnandLandscape.com. World-class care right in your backyard.
Neighbors not so neighborly anymore? Sick of the size of your current home? Is renting feeling like a relentless waste of money? Agent Adam knows the feeling. With a 100% contract-to-close track record, Agent Adam and Housebroker Realty will sell your home quickly and help you buyers explore new home ownership with confidence. Go to agentadamsells.com or call 717-757-9999 and ask for Agent Adam personally. That's agentadamsells.com or 717-757-9999.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Enoel Polanco, and you're listening to Your Revolution Baseball on the home of the revolution, Sport Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the 8th, Luke Westfall takes over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts, 9-4 Long Island. Michael Click, a 1-2-3 inning in his return to York tonight. That's after Van Meter went 3 1/3 scoreless. And now Westfall comes on. The Fields, Lions, and Valdespine coming up. Luke 1-2, 3.18 ERA in 23 outings. 22 2/3 innings, only 13 hits. Opponents have hit just 167, 10 walks, 33 Ks. About 2 strikeouts per inning. And here's Fields to lead off, who's 1 for 3. I guess a strikeout and a half per inning, I should say. Fields 1 for 3, a 2-run single back in the 3rd. And set to go, left on left to kick off the inning. Take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Here this inning as well. Lancaster is now trailing 3-1 at Somerset in the 7th. First pitch, it is down in the dirt. Southern Maryland leading 5-4 at New Britain in the 6th. If they win and the Revs do not come back, then York and Southern Maryland would be tied for first. Blue Crabs trying to win their 3rd straight. Westfall ready. Winds back, fires, and paints the outside corner, called strike. Fields shaking his head no, but it's 1-1. And they're in the 7th in Texas. Sugarland leads the Road Warriors 4-2. Sorry, York Mitsubishi out of town scoreboard. A 1-1. And a slider just missed. Maybe the complaining affected the next one. That looked awfully good, but it's 2-1. Westfall ready. And fires. And a fastball in at the knees. Strike 2 called, and now Fields upset again as he jaws back at Jerry Martinez. He probably isn't in the mood for much tonight. He's taken 2 shots off his foot.
Been a rough night back there for Jerry, and he's had a couple long innings out there. That top of the 3rd must not have been fun for him.
Now ready, here's the wind, the 2-2. And a swing and a high fly foul way off to the left. It remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jerry is going to need some ice tonight. We'll run through our well-spanned sports medicine injury report here as well. Revs with Tyler Clark being activated today. And perhaps we'll see him tomorrow from that swollen thumb. The pitch. Ooh, excuse me, check swing foul. That one found his hands. And deflected foul over to Lyons, who's on deck. Fastball running in on him. Revs also with Frank DiGiulio Jr. and Jay Goss out for the year with their elbow surgeries. Another 2-2, and that misses high, full count. As our well-spanned sports medicine injury report. Attendance tonight, 4,478, 4478. Now Westfall, the payoff pitch, just missed, down and away. Fields was not happy during that at bat, but eventually works his way on a leadoff walk. Westfall
was close throughout that at bat, but lost him to ball 4. That is only his 11th walk this year compared to the 33 strikeouts. Now here is Dan Lyons. He's 1 for 3, double, and 2 runs scored. And first pitch misses down and away. Revs back at it tomorrow. It is Wizard of Oz Day. Post-game candy drop from a helicopter flying right above the field. Dollar Dog Day, courtesy of Hatfield Quality Meats. Now throw to first, back standing as Fields. I'm already mentally preparing for the self-restraint I'm going to have to show during that candy drop.
Yeah, that, I mean, candy, if it's there, it's hard not to dabble with it.
Here's a swing and a foul against the screen. It'll be right there in front of us, Michael.
Well, now, candy's not something that I usually seek out. I'm never like, oh, you know, I need some candy. I'm going to go get some candy. If it's there, though, like we got this bag of peanut M&Ms sitting in front of us that our boy Michael Click just kind of left there before the game.
It's what he brought back from Germany for us.
I guess because the outside, there's a weird language written on the back. It's definitely not German, but it's something.
There's a fastball in for a strike. 1-2 on Lyons.
We've got English, and I think it might be Russian. I mean, we're not even talking letters. These are like symbols. It's that kind of, I don't know what language that is.
Yeah. I'm baffled. Pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with the slider. The Revs as a staff, their 10th strikeout of the night. As Westfall gets Lyons 1 away.
Well, big positive tonight is that guys have their strikeout pitch working. Dom had it going early, coupled with the fastball. 3 Ks through the first 2 innings before things unraveled, but Van Meter looked excellent tonight. A bounce-back, low-pressure outing for him. Michael Click looked good as well, struck out a batter.
Here's Valdespin at the top. He's 3 for 4 with 2 runs and a run batted in. First pitch, left on left, in the dirt, and Cruz wears it. Revs pitchers have retired 14 of the last 17. One of the 3 that is reached during that stretch came on an error. Now they've steadied the ship. Westfall ready. 1-0. And taking all the way. Fastball right through there for a strike. And we did suspect that Severino had kind of an awkward landing on a pitch early in the game. They checked on him twice, and I think it's very fair to imagine that that might have impacted his outing tonight in some fashion.
50-50 Rebel here, folks.
Hopefully he'll be just fine going forward, but certainly looked a little uncomfortable at times. Westfall steps off. Valdespin backs out. Former Met and Marlin, Jordani Valdespin. Westfall nods yes, he's ready with it. 1-1, and that misses low, a fastball. Valdespin, 4 years in the big leagues. Mets in 2012 and 13, the Marlins in 14 and 15. 2012 as a rookie, he broke the Mets single-season record for pinch hit home runs with 5. As Westfall steps off. I remember one against Jonathan Papelbon, which might have been his first, actually. It was like, who's this young kid that just beat Papelbon in the 9th? Pitch from Westfall, line foul late. Sent up on the third base side. Hopefully everyone all right. 2-2.
Okay. Papelbon had his fair share of good times with the Phillies. I think a lot of it was overshadowed by some of the blow-ups that he had towards the end of that tenure there. Valdespin was a killer, though, late innings.
Native of San Pedro de Macorís, the pitch. And he slaps it on the ground at third and off Wilson's glove and into left. And he is so frustrated with himself, he almost went into a squat just out of sheer frustration as that ball deflected into left. He'll be charged with an error. The Revs' 5th of the night. A chopper on one hop to him. And I don't know if maybe he peeked towards second before he had it, or if he might have lost sight momentarily with the stands or the lights.
Well, at this point in his career, third base is his secondary position. Now, I'm sure Zach will tell you that's no excuse. But since he's come off the DL, he's had a couple tough games defensively over at the hot corner, and it's to be expected that he's not flawless over there.
Here's Bonifacio. He foul tips the first one back.
But he wants to succeed over at that position. He told me before the game today that he likes playing over there. It's been fun for him to get back into the swing of playing third like he did in the Yankees system coming up in their farm system. But you can tell it's just not coming as easy. And, of course, the industry, that the groin is still a little sore for him. I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Well, the 0-1, and it's fouled off to the first base side and out of play. Some fireworks crackling out beyond right center as that pitch was thrown. First and second, one out. 9-4, Long Island in the 8th. 5 errors ties a single game record for the Revs. Not one that they've aimed to match, but it's the 9th time it's happened, first in just over 2 years. As Westfall stretches, comes home, and it's in the dirt, blocked by Cruz. Last time they made 5 in a game, July 7th of 2016 at Sugarland. Bonifacio tonight, 1 for 4, single and a run scored. Westfall ready, fires, and it's down low off the glove of Cruz. That deflects to the backstop. Both move up, and Fields takes a hard turn at third before slamming the brakes. I believe that'll be a pass ball on Cruz. It looked like it was above the dirt from this angle. So now second and third. The Revs will bring the infield in, trying to keep this deficit where it is. Now Westfall steps off. His first outing since Sunday. He's trying to get into a little bit of a rhythm himself. Now they've got different signs at play with runners at second base this inning. And he steps off, motions to go through it again. The players don't want to spend this much time going through it. And sense a little frustration as they have to do it one more time. Now ready, he deals, and it's chopped toward third. That's foul. Kevin Baez handles it from their third base coach's area.
If the Revs can keep this a 9-4 game and come out of this inning unscathed, it would be a huge confidence booster. It would really set the tone for their AB in the bottom of the 8th, but it starts with keeping it a 5-run game.
Ducks have Dennis O'Grady loosening. Revs beat him in the 8th at Long Island. Pitch is fouled off. First base side and out of play. 2-2 it stays. Got to him for a big 8th inning on the road a couple of weeks ago. John Brownell tonight going for his 61st Atlantic League win. Now Fletch will signal for some further bullpen activity. Luke is at 23 pitches. His 24th is grounded to short. Dent's got it, looks Fields back, and throws to first. And they went slider, and Bonifacio rolled it over right to the shortstop Dent with the infield in. 2 down here in the 8th. Infield can back up, and Westfall will go after left-hand hitting Travis Snyder.
Big out right there, and now you don't have to give in to Travis Snyder with a base open, but a lefty-lefty matchup for Westfall, so that's more in favor of Luke than facing the righty Ford on deck.
9-4 the score. Ducks in front. First pitch to Snyder, fastball. It's a called strike, outside corner. 93 from Westfall. Snyder 0 for 4 tonight. Rare for him. He's got a 9-game hitting streak on the line. Did drive in a run on a ground out in the first. His 50th run batted in of the year, second most in the league. Pitch, it is right there at the knees. Strike 2 called. It's 50 RBIs, trailing only Lancaster's Blake Galen, who entered the night with 52. I think Fields might be either Fields or Baez jawing in from third. Jerry Martinez stopped play and hollered back, so that's enough. Westfall ahead on Snyder. And he's ready. They set up away. Pitch is shot the other way and fair down the third base line. Fields scores. Here comes Valdespin around third. Snyder's into second. It's 11-4. And he does it again. 2 strikes on him. It looked like slider away, but maybe a little too much plate. And he slapped a hard roller down the third base line, past Wilson, right between Wilson and the bag. 11 for the score. He's got a 10-game hitting streak. And it's the 8th extra base hit in 10 games he's had against York. He's now driven in 14 in 10 games against York.
That's a big blow right there. One that your heart sinks a little bit.
There's a ball in the dirt on Lou Ford up next.
Knowing that the Revs had done such a good job of keeping themselves in it throughout the middle innings, Westfall was just a couple pitches away from getting out of this 7th or this 8th with no run scoring, and then that 2-run knock down the line, that one hurts.
1-0. And a swing and a drive, right center field. This is deep. Way back. It is gone. Over the LED board in right center. And onto the front of the lawn. Lou Ford checking over his shoulder, back in right center to be sure as he rounds second. And it's a home run, his 5th of the year. He has driven in 4 tonight. And it's 13-4. Opposite field. Line drive to right center. Hit that one purely.
Well, if the 2-run single from Snyder wasn't the dagger, that one is.
He's driven in 4. Snyder's driven in 3. And the Ducks have flipped the script a little bit from last night. They're having the big offensive evening. And here's Taylor Ard, who's 1 for 4 with an RBI single. 13-4 now. First pitch is a fastball just up and away. All 4 runs this inning are unearned. And the Revs now tonight, 7 unearned runs given up. Westfall, the pitch, up and in on Ard, 2-0. The most unearned runs allowed in the game in Revs history is 10. But 7, certainly not what they wanted. Here's a swing and a pop-up foul, back out of play, 2-1. Revs have Ricardo Gomez loosening. It is now 32 pitches in the inning. Last night, the Revs had 3 innings of 4 runs or more. Tonight, the Ducks an 8-run inning and a 4-run inning. 2-1. And a breaking ball missed away. Long Island, 13 runs, 13 hits. Westfall, the 3-1. And a swing and a miss. Reared back on the fastball. Ard couldn't connect. The full count. Both of these guys played in the Frontier League early in their careers. Westfall was signed from there by the Twins. Ard was signed from there by Seattle. payoff pitch, and a swing and a foul tip at the feet of Cruz. Trying to go down and get that ball. Actually, Art, I should say, signed by the Marlins after the Frontier League time. He was originally drafted by Seattle, but had some big Frontier League seasons, led the league in home runs with 30 in 2015. Westfall ready, another payoff pitch, and a foul tip back to the netting. And he's up to 36 pitches this inning. Certainly not what they wanted to have happen. Gomez is ready, so if Ard gets on, it's a good chance they'd go to the next man up. Westfall, deep breath. Another one, he's working hard out there. Here's the stretch. Another 3-2, and a line drive, corked toward the corner and left, but Ard a little bit early, and that's foul.
He really has worked hard here in the inning, and everything's been hard hit off him. Two guys going opposite field, so Westfall doing a good job of getting guys to swing a little late or not being able to pull it, but still the hard contact outweighs that.
Try it again, and a swing and a pop-up at short. Dent will range out, waves his glove hand in shallow center, and squeezes it to end the inning. But the Ducks score 4, all unearned, on 2 hits, 1 error, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Long Island now on top, 13-4.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running.
Flying feet.
Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sports Shoes is with you every step of the way. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear, properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. And that holds true whether you're training or racing on roads, tracks, or trails. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessories and equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet is family, and all runners are welcome.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 up by 83.
This is Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
(13-4), Long Island in front. Dennis O'Grady takes over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts here in the 8th. Revs did get to him for a big comeback win at Long Island, as we mentioned a couple of weeks ago, but they have padded their lead a bit further now, and he's got plenty of cushion with which to work. He is 2-2, 3.54 ERA in 29 outings. Wellington Dotel will lead things off. O'Grady only 5'10". Rather shorter right-hander. First pitch is down and away. Dotel taking all the way. Wellington 1 for 3 tonight. Home run to the opposite field in the 4th. Line shot onto the lawn. 1-0. And he swings, chops it toward the middle, lines from short to his left, gloves it letter high and fires to first. Some of Dotel's armor came flying off as he busted it toward the bag. But he is retired for out number 1. Home run was his 5th of the year, and the ball tonight certainly carrying to the opposite field for these right-hand hitters. The triple from Ford earlier in the game included. Here is Malky Mesa. He is 0 for 3 tonight. O'Grady the pitch. Fastball. It's taken for a strike up in the zone. When the Revs beat O'Grady in Central Islip in late June, it was the 8th inning. Pitch is grounded to shortstop. Lyons right there again. Comes up cleanly. Fires to first. 2 away. Hit fairly sharply, but right at him. And it was a Jose Cuevas home run that gave the Revs the lead that night. Scored 3 off of him. Did not record an out, but he's been pretty solid this year otherwise. And here's Burgess. He is 1 for 3, a single and a run. 13-4 Long Island here in the 8th. O'Grady was more of a long roll last year, made some starts. And this year he's been a 1-inning setup guy. First pitch is in for a strike. Former Padres farmhand, made it as high as AAA. Ducks play Burgess to pull in the infield, but not an overshift here. The 0-1 swings and pops it straight up foul. Coming back toward the screen is Cabrera, the catcher, and it lands maybe 2 rows in behind home plate in the Heritage box seats. It's 0-2.
That was dangerously close to somebody down there. Got to be aware.
Right in the best seats in the house. Right off a seat cushion, perhaps.
Looks like everybody's all right. Somebody got a ball.
I think it made our usher Ray a little nervous.
It can fluster you.
Toweling himself off.
Ball coming at you like that.
A long look in from O'Grady. 0-2 it remains. And now time asked for. When I was upstairs during the middle innings, one hit the window of our box. Right over my dad's head.
Oh, that was you? Okay,
Yeah.
So that was your window.
Yeah.
I knew it was up there in one of the suites.
There's a ball down and in.
You're talking about the one right up?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah. I said on air, I was like, that probably is up there in one of the suites. Little did I know you were up there.
You heard that?
I heard it hit. There was a groan from the crowd about something up there, so I figured it was into a suite area.
No, it hit hard. Pitch is inside. Burgess tried to stop, but went around on it. Went too far in the check, and a slider in from O'Grady gets him. He works the 1-2-3-8. We'll go to the 9th. Long Island on top, 13-4.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
If you are facing retirement decisions, Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group can develop a customized retirement income plan. As specialists in retirement planning, we will guide you on Social Security benefits, 401k and retirement plan rollovers, pension choices, and distribution options. We can explain employer benefit plans and retirement systems such as PESERS and TIAA-CREF. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott, LLC. Member NYSE. NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS-NMLS
It's York's great-tasting family tradition.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
On to the ninth we go. 13-4, Long Island leads. Ducks looking to return the favor after the Revs smoked them last night, winning 16-1. Gomez takes over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. David Washington will lead things off. Gomez 1-1, 4.84 ERA overall, 23 outings. And most of the time he's been excellent like usual. The ERA inflated by just a couple of stretches. First pitch to Washington is swung on foul tip, deflected off Cruz and back to the net. Jerry Martinez was going to give him time if he needed it, but Cruz said, "Give me the ball, we're good." Gomez tonight, his 307th Atlantic League appearance. That puts him 4 away from matching Ben Grzelowski for second in league history, 311 for a former Duck, among others. Pitch is a fastball strike, outside corner, 0-2. As Gomez fires that one across at 92. Washington 2 for 4 tonight with a run scored. Gomez ready. And comes home. And a swing and a miss. 94 on that fastball. Ramped it up and blew him away. One down here in the ninth.
Well, Gomez still has the stuff, and he's getting better as the season's progressed. He had that stretch where he just did not look good at all a couple weeks before the All-Star break, but things have turned around in a very positive way for Ricardo.
As the 11th strikeout from Revs pitching tonight. And here is Ramon Cabrera. He looks at a strike. Fastball at 94. Gomez letting it whip. The last 8 outings that he's made, 8 2/3 innings, 18 strikeouts in 8 2/3. Pitch is down and away. 1-1. I mean, that is basically 2 per inning. 18 Ks, only 3 walks on that stretch. And he's had at least 2 in every one of those 8 appearances. He's set. A 1-1. And a ground ball toward the middle, base hit into right center. Alexi had Cabrera played to pull. And Cabrera hits it a little bit wide of Casilla at second. He is 2 for 5 on the night. Gomez is the Revs' all-time leader in strikeouts by a reliever. And what he's done here lately has been eye-popping. Here at age 40. Here's Daniel Fields, who's 1 for 3, 2-run single in the third, also a walk tonight, 2 runs scored. First pitch is inside a slider, kept on hooking. Gomez asking to appeal in case Fields flinched too far, but Tim Detweiler out near second said nope. Gomez, originally from Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, now lives in New York. 1-0, and a slider hit high in the air to deep dead center. Witherspoon back on it, and on the track he's got room. Both feet on the track, he'll heave it back in as Cabrera retreats to first. Hit a little shy of 400 feet. Gomez smiling toward Fields as he jogs away. It is a loud second out.
He played that ball really well, did Travis in center, being able to see how far deep the ball was going to go, then get on his horse and run back, find the spot, and know where he was in terms of how close he was to the wall and then make the grab.
At 2 down, here's Dan Lyons, who's 1 for 4 with a double and 2 runs. First pitch slider, caught the outside corner. That's a called strike. Gomez looking for a scoreless 9th. He was dominant in an inning in Sunday's game last time he pitched. The 0-1, and a slider just missed away. 13-4 Long Island. Looking to even this series. Colton Murray getting loose for the bottom of the 9th inning. There's the 1-1. And a fastball called strike on the outer reach. Lyons slumps his shoulders looking back. Not a big fan of that call. Facing Gomez, who was briefly his teammate in 2015. Gomez briefly with the Ducks. And fires. And a swing and a miss. Blew him away. With a fastball there, it's another multi-strikeout performance for Ricardo Gomez. 9 in a row for him. And on that stretch, 9 2/3 innings, 20 strikeouts his last 9 outings. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 13-4 Long Island.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
When you work with an independent insurance agent, you put the power of choice to work for you. Independent agents know several companies and their coverages, which means more options. And because companies like Donegal Insurance Group use the independent agent system, you not only get quality insurance, you also save money. The independent insurance agent system. Discover the power of choice. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at People's Bank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 9th, 13-4 Long Island, looking to turn the tables after the Revs walloped them 16-1 last night. Right-hander Colton Murray, the new pitcher. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Zach Wilson, Luis Cruz, Ryan Dent to the plate. Murray, the former Philly, 0-1 in 10 outings, a 1.86 ERA. He's got good numbers across the board. 9 2/3 innings, only 4 hits, 14 strikeouts to 6 walks, 3 runs, 2 earned. First pitch to Zach Wilson. It is right down the chute for a strike. Wilson tonight 1 for 3, an RBI double back in the 6th. Ball that one-hopped the wall in left center. And to get in his groove, he had a couple knocks last night as well. The 0-1, and that's a called strike. Fastball at 91. From Murray, who's from Kansas, was a Kansas Jayhawk. Phillies drafted him, made it to the majors with Philadelphia. He was last at the AAA level with the Marlins. He was a New Orleans baby cake. The 0-2, and it missed away. Did Wilson check? He did on the appeal to first. Robert Carson helping to make that call. coaching down at first base. It's good to have good help. Just helping where he can.
Yeah, Rob's just doing a job right now. He's a team guy.
Pitch is swung on and missed. He went up high with a fastball, and Wilson couldn't lay off. One down. I'm not sure that he really saw it all that well in that at bat. The check swing, and then that one he almost double clutched on the swing attempt and couldn't lay off. One down. Here is Luis Cruz. He's 1 for 3, singled and scored back in the 5th. The Ducks looking to go to 4-1 in the second half. Revs would drop to 3-2. First pitch, it misses outside. Revs baseball brought to you in part by Wolf's Bus Lines, the official transportation provider of the Revs. Murray set. The 1-0 and a swing and a foul tip back to the net. The game at Somerset has gone to the 9th. Barnstormers trail 3-1. Southern Maryland up 7-4 in the 8th inning at New Britain. Worst case, Revs and Blue Crabs would be tied for first through 5 games in the second half. It's on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Sugar Land leads the Road Warriors 4-2 in the 9th. The 1-1 and a breaking ball. It's a called strike. Pretty good downward tilt on that slider from Murray. 1-2. A rubber match tomorrow. Mitch Atkins against Tyler Badamo. Atkins coming off a complete game, 3-hit shutout in Southern Maryland. The 1-2 and a swing and a miss. High fastball. And Murray's gotten a pair of strikeouts on that here in the 9th inning. Revs down to their final out.
A lot of strikeouts tonight, and not just for the Revs. I mean, you look at what the Ducks have done offensively. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys have struck out at least twice. Washington's fanned 3 times, and on the Revs side, you got a couple guys with, just one guy. It's only Wilson with multiple strikeouts. Now Spoon 2.
And Duck pitchers have struck out the last 3. They've retired the last 10. Here's Ryan Dent. First pitch, slider in, made him move his feet. 13-4 Long Island here in the 9th.
And the Revs had a fighting chance in this one if they had done something in either the 7th or 8th, or both, obviously. But obviously, you can't give up the 4 runs in that 8th inning. But down 5, if they had done something in either the 7th or 8th, it would have made the 9th more manageable. They could have done it.
Here's a swing and a miss. 2-seam fastball, 1-1. A little sink and run on that. Yeah, they had scored 4 unanswered to get to within 9-4, but Ducks with 4 in the 8th to go back up by 9. The 1-1 and a slider that's in there, called strike. Revs down to their final strike tonight. Colton Murray is going to try to strike out the side. He goes for the rosin bag, and Dent climbs back in. 1-2 with the bases empty and 2 outs. And Murray ready with it. And he fires. And it's right there. Strike 3 called. Fastball, and Dent knew it. Colton Murray strikes out the side in the 9th inning. And the Ducks even this weekend, winning tonight by a final score of 13-4. Revs now 3-2 in the second half. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas. at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York, and at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Need to get some cash? No problem. Head to Royal Farms, step up to the ATM, and
get your cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Yep, that's the way we do it at Royal Farms. Some retailers charge to use their ATMs. We don't. Our ATMs are surcharge free, so you can always get
cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Anytime at all Royal Farms ATMs.
A bank or credit card fee may apply.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at Peoples Bank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
Summer started off hot, and it's only going to get hotter at York Mitsubishi. Sales Manager Doug Sprinkle here. Our Not a Zip Zilch program was so successful last month that we're keeping it going in July, making it even better. Remember, it's all about paying zero finance charges over 72 months on new Mitsubishis, like the all-new Eclipse Cross, 7-passenger Outlander, and Outlander Sport. And just added on the Outlander and Outlander Sport an additional $1,000 in down payment assistance. Plus, no payments for 90 days. And don't forget about the great gas-sipping, best-selling Outlander PHEV plug-in hybrid, rated at an amazing 74 miles per gallon equivalent. York Mitsubishi is still giving out top dollar for all trade-ins, and we want to approve everyone for credit. More stuff for less money and almost twice the warranty of the competition. It's only at York Mitsubishi, around the corner of Route 30 and Roosevelt Avenue, York, where Mitsubishis always cost less. Come check us out at YorkMitsubishi.com.
This hour on WOIK is brought to you by Maple Donuts. Quality you can see.
Final tonight, Ducks reverse course and win 13-4, each team with a lopsided win so far this weekend. The Revs winning 16-1 here last night. Daryl Henry back with Michael Markey and Tanini. We welcome you to the post-game show. Revs fall to 3-2 in the second half, 35-33 overall. Long Island now 4-1 in second half play, and they get back to 500 overall at 34-34. And they are prepping for the on-field post-game inside the park fireworks, as we'll have that here shortly at Peoples Bank Park. And recapping things tonight, it was the Ducks scoring in the top of the first inning on an RBI ground out by Travis Snyder. Then in the third inning, erupting for 8. And in that inning, an RBI hit from Jordani Valdespin. Lou Ford, a 2-run triple. RBI single from Taylor Ard, 2-run single from Daniel Fields. Revs came close to making a couple of great plays defensively that would have really limited the damage comparatively. But instead it was an inning that ended with a play that featured 2 errors, a couple of throwing errors on a play where Dan Lyons circled the bases all the way from the batter's box, and a second run came across as well. And it was an ugly inning. 9-0 was the score at that point. Severino went 2 2/3 tonight. 9 hits, 9 runs, 6 were earned. And he was also dealing with what seemed